spooky out in these streets, man. Getting real spooky out in these streets. Man, hold on, we live. Yeah, man, let me share this live to X. Don't forget. Pick up. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Alright. Ooh, I'm gonna get me some oxtail today, too. Alright. Yeah, let me save this. Let me share this. Yeah, B. Yeah, it's man. It's crazy. So my did you see the full spectrum?
The one from
Because
yesterday.
you had called me and told me about full spectrum about yesterday's full spectrum. I ain't even get a chance to see that shit.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, I gotta tap into full spectrum to see what he was talking about. I've been watching Redacted for the last couple days. Redacted been on the road, bruh. He been on the road. Him and his wife. That boy said they was out there. They out there eating horse meat.
Full expression gonna tell you.
shout out, shout out, Naeem in the building.
Hey, what up, Nine? Yeah, he gonna tell you. He's gonna tell you how they have to. That's where I got that from.
Yeah, that shit wild. Man, that joint wild, bruh. But yeah, people. That's how we gonna start. We gonna start it with this real quick, and man, let y'all know because one thing we've been saying, they've been trying to. Okay, cool. Nine said she writing up the courses. Yeah, man, so she can launch them. Good stuff. Good
Already.
stuff. Yeah, because we've
Already.
been talking about how they gonna transfer this money over to digital and all that shit. Like we've been talking about it's gonna be another major cyber attack. Like yeah, we've been mentioning these things, bro. And this shit right here, when this shit hit, bro, this shit had me. Shouts out to Smitty in the building. This shit
Salute.
right here, it had me going.
We begin tonight with an outage that has a lot of Bank of America customers very concerned. Customers cannot see their balances on the bank's mobile app.
Now, the issue seems to have started earlier this afternoon. We got Help Me Hank right on the case.
Let's get to our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, live in the newsroom off the top here at 5. What do we find out, Hank?
And Devin, Karen, as you can imagine, this is causing a lot of concern for Bank of America customers all over the country. Let me show you exactly what people are seeing then. Some customers looking at their accounts online or using that mobile app and noticing that they have a zero balance. The money appears to be gone. The good news, your cash, it's actually safe. This appears just to be a system error, we believe. The problem first being reported about 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Now, I don't need you to believe, sir. I don't need to be. It appears to be like, nah. We need definite answers on this shit. We don't need none of that because we all know what happens when motherfuckers don't have their money in the bank when they need to get their money out the bank. Bills don't hold up for motherfucking shit like this. Bills keep piling up, late fees and all that shit.
Hmm.
Bills
Not
don't.
just not just that, but they had a Bank of America outage. Let me see this. Maybe that's not it. 3 years ago, the Bank of America online service went down. Same shit.
Mm, man, I'm telling you. And this, like you said, y'all got some key words. And this is worldwide, right? This is all Bank of America. So it's only a matter of time for it's like a Wells Fargo, Chase, PNC. You know what I'm saying? These is all in Maryland, of course. I don't know what's in the other joints, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's an M&T somewhere out there. I'm pretty sure it's a Wells Fargo out there. Yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of banks that this shit could happen to. And I said that the crowd strike people said already said once, oh no, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. People coming back telling you news people, oh it ain't nothing. It just appears to be a minor glitch in the system.
Bro, the Bank of America, the latest, the earliest outage I've seen that they had as far as online or mobile banking being temporarily unavailable. This happened 11 years ago. So this is an ongoing issue with Bank of America.
This ain't
This
no one time thing.
no, this is an ongoing issue. 11 years ago, same issue, technical issue, system down, system outage, the same terms are used to use different terms to describe the same event to make you think it's something new or make people think it's something new. But just YouTube Bank of America outages, you will find shit from 11 years ago. Same
Hmm.
thousands of customers affected. People were having problems paying bills. So, you know, at this point, is it a glitch or is it a hack?
Hmm. Seems like
Because,
a hack to me.
right, it's what it's looking like to me too. Obviously, something is open in the Bank of America uh, set up to where this is an ongoing issue. Yeah.
Dang. Fight break. I'm posting the daggone link. I'm posting the daggone link. Fight breaks out. Uh, President Donald Trump rally in Michigan.
Mhm.
So man, I'm telling you, man. All right, so y'all, hold on. Let's finish this. Let's finish this first.
It's actually safe. This appears just to be a system error, we believe. The problem first being reported about 1 o'clock this afternoon at corporate in New York. Now, here's the information we know right now. This is, in fact, widespread, affecting people from New York to LA and now pushing into some parts of Europe. This is also impacting your ability, if you're a Bank of America customer, to make a withdrawal or a deposit at an ATM. Accounts, as we mentioned right now, for some showing a zero balance. Bank of America right now is investigating. If you have questions or concerns about your account, which I'm sure many do, you're being asked to contact the bank if it's beyond bank hours. Right now, we're just after 5. Understand you can reach them via social media. Twitter might be a good option. Right now, no official statement, Devin, from Bank of America, but we do know the bank is obviously aware.
This motherfucker told you get your information from Twitter. I mean, it's funny. It's funny, but yeah, I mean, I'm only laughing because I get a lot of information from Twitter myself. But it's just funny how he said it all on TV or casual. Like, yeah, bro, you just go look on X and they'll tell you what you need to know, bro. Like that shit seems thrown a little bit. If I'm coming to you for the news,
Right.
that's funny. That's funny.
Of this issue and working to resolve it as quickly as possible. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Zero balance will get your attention, that's for sure. All right, Hank. We begin tonight with an
Shit, zero balance. Zero balance is gonna have motherfuckers in here like this.
What do you mean the bank is out of money? Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers?
Hey, what's just a second here. No, I don't have your money here. It's in Bill's house and Fred's house.
Hey, what the hell you doing with my money in your house, Fred?
Hey, as a kid watching that shit seemed funny, bro. Like I was rolling like, yo, Bart bad as shit, bro. But now that I see it, bro, it's like, oh, he was telling us how it really is.
Right.
How it's really gonna, yeah, he's telling me how it's really gonna be.
Yep, how it's gonna play out.
Yeah, when the motherfucker go there and he ain't got no money in his account, but the motherfucker next to him out there, he withdrawing his money and shit. And it's like, hold up, bro. Like, I know I had money in here.
Right.
How this motherfucker getting money, but I can't get my money, bro. Damn, bro. And now that I'm looking at this, right? This joint says First Bank of Springfield, and we dealing with Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first bank?
I have no idea.
That's a good question. First Bank of United States. Bank of North America in 1791. So we're probably looking at Bank of America being the first bank. Because I'm pretty sure they probably changed their name from Bank of North America to Bank of America.
Right.
And see, when I see, like I said, when I seen this as a kid, I used to laugh at it like, yeah, Bart bad. But now that I see it, it's like, oh my gosh, bro. we really looking at how it's gonna be when motherfuckers go in there and try to get their money out the bank, and yeah, the motherfucker sitting there trying to explain to him like, no, we really don't have your money in here. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
that's
mean, if people don't know that by now,
oh
then
shit,
I don't know what
bro.
to tell them.
I don't, bruh. You know what? I don't put it past nobody, bruh. You we're talking about a group of people that think chocolate milk come from brown cows. This
Boy,
was a study. This was an actual study that people did, and people really thought chocolate milk came from brown cows. So
man, Naeem want the link, bro.
I'm sending it to her now. I just sent it to you, Nine. So yeah, I don't put it past nobody. I don't put it past nobody at this point in time. Like
Chocolate
motherfucking
milk came from a brown cow. Wow.
exactly fucking chocolate syrup, bro. Like you put it in the milk, stir that shit around, and it becomes chocolate milk. Like, bro, it was a study that they did, bro. Like people are slow like that. People are slow.
I mean, but with all the bank robberies that have happened, right? Nobody ever thinks why that the average bank robbery is never 100,000.
Hmm.
It's never even close to that. You might get a 50 here, 70 here, just depends. But you never seeing 6-digit bank hikes. Now we know for a fact that with the amount of depositors at the average bank, you should have well over $100,000 in that physical location
Hmm.
on the surface. But again, you know, the bank robbery heights should tell you that these banks don't have all that money in there, man.
Hmm. What's going on, Naeem? She got her mic. Yeah, nah,
Mm.
for real though, for real.
Well, so
Like the average bank, I would assume the average bank had at least 200,000 in there. Like the major bank. I ain't talking about no bull crap bank uh in a damn shopping center and shit. I'm talking about like when you pull up to like one of these type banks that sit solo on the street, like they got the ATMs and shit. Yeah, I would assume that they had that kind of money, especially if it's like one of those main. Cause for like us, we have like a state credit union type bank. So I would definitely assume that.
bro,
But
just
I
look at it like this. It's a bank run, right? Hypothetically.
guess.
You got 20 people go to one location, withdrawing 2,000 each. That's just 40, that's $40,000 right there. How many more groups of 20 in a bank run you think a bank gonna be able to facilitate withdrawals?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That it don't a bank will run out of money real quick because all the money that people deposit is not fair. I don't know
Okay,
why
my
people don't
bad. Sorry,
understand that.
sorry.
See it.
No, you good.
All
Terrible, terrible service. Going through the woods. How y'all doing today? It's
We straight. We straight.
when I saw this, I remember a long time ago, right? So if you're old enough, you remember Wachovia
Mm-hmm.
before they turned into Wells Fargo. That's
Mm-hmm.
showing my age. But I remember a long time ago when I was a kid, Wachovia had this crazy outage. And the only reason we knew about it is because my grandma and my daddy they used those banks.
Right.
And that's when my grandma, she literally the next day went down and took all of her money out of the bank and put it in BB&T, which is now rebranded into Truist. I don't know why. They're all garbage. But the crazy thing about these bank outages is that that's why they want to get you so hooked into this whole digital world. It's so, oh, if you act up, it's just like the police robot. If you act up,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we can just take your money away from you. You don't get to say if you pay this fine or not. Parking tickets, a thing of the past. We're gonna directly take it out of your account, and you're not gonna have a say in it. So yeah, that might have been your rent money, but you owe the
Hmm.
state. You got child support. No more running and ducking and dodging and getting paid under the table. We're gonna take that. You commit a thought crime or a hate speech, and it come with a
Hmm.
fine. We're gonna directly deduct that from whatever money that you get and whatever money that you have, if jobs even exist by the time they roll that out. Another
Boy,
crazy thing about this is the fact that most banks, like you said, they don't even keep cash like that. If you go to the bank, like say you wanted to buy a vehicle or something, you saw in somebody's yard and they like, you can give me cash. If you wanted $5,000 out the bank, you gotta call ahead and order that. You can't
Right.
walk into the bank, and that's not a big amount of money. That's the price of an average used car. If you get like
mm,
a decent one from like a hometown shop or something, not these new $20,000 used cars, which is crazy. But you can't even get $5,000 out of the bank if you wanted it right now. And no matter what your account say, they're gonna tell you, oh, you gotta order something that big and stuff like that. So it's
mm-hmm.
like it was never a smart idea. Like all that is ones and zeros on the screen. This is why I tell
They
people,
tell you.
like,
They tell you when you deposit money in that joint. Like, yeah, the money that you put in here might not be available
for 2, 3
until
business days.
yeah.
Like, this happens with Navy Federal. You won't log into your account and it say nothing, but sometimes the deposit, like everybody get their deposits, and your deposit, like it'll be nobody's deposit is ready on their account, and it's always around the time of the first. It's always around the time the military get paid on the 15th or the 30th. Like it's always something, and then 7, 8 hours later, all of a sudden your money showed up. But it's like, oh, if I need my money now to pay my bills now, bro, I don't know, because they can tell you anything. This is why I advocate, even though we know that they're doing this shit on purpose. I always advocate for good antivirus software because that is going to protect. And good antivirus software, by the way, is not $29.99. If you want full, complete coverage of your information, your security, you're going to pay $500 a year. A year, not
Mm-hmm.
one time, and never do it a year. And the reason I bring that up, ooh, that bird was got to get hit. The reason I bring that up is because with these banks and stuff like that, the reason why it's so easy to hack all these things that's getting hacked is because of the bad infrastructure. You can't just have something. It's like having a car or a house or your body or kids or just anything. You can't have it and be like, "Oh, I'm good," bad and forget it. No, you have to keep
Mm-hmm.
it up because it's the reason why cybersecurity exists and all these entities and infrastructures and people make $12 million a year. The type numbers on the screen and hack stuff is because once everybody's always actively trying to break into stuff. So that's called a hole. And what happens when you update something? You get a patch. What that patch does is prevent this person from getting that back door into your stuff. When you got these old cheap institutions that care more about, the CEO makes $40 million a year. Who cares about your little $500 deposit? Who cares about your little $2,000 check? Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
They're not keeping up with the infrastructure. They're not keeping up with where things are today, as far as the ability of people to be able to do the things that they're doing, especially with these places where they tell us on our news, like Iran, oh, they're so poor, they're living in sticks, they under the ground. There's 90 million people there. They're worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. And they're also the number one hacking country on this planet. So
Man, I didn't know
you
that.
you you can play, and number two is Russia. You can play these games like everybody else is dumb, and that's one of the arrogances that come with being a person from the United States, and really an American in general. An American, I'm saying Canada and Mexico included, is
Right.
that you think because you don't like somebody that they're dumb. Oh, I don't like you, so you gotta be stupid. Like, no, you just don't like that person. They're 100% full-fledged and capable. I know my homegirl is a crime scene investigator. She, for the Raleigh Police Department, their police department and in Durham has been hacked by the Russians 3 times. Y'all remember back when
Man,
it was hacking these places? And they was, bro, they held the police department. They was doing fingerprints the old-fashioned way with ink in the police
what?
department when they was doing, yes, this is Raleigh, North Carolina. They was doing fingerprints with the ink because the Russians was holding the police department ransom for Bitcoin. We're talking about, this is stuff that happens that you will not hear about if you're not in it and you don't know anything about what's going on and you don't actually. This is somebody I can call her right now and get her on this phone right now. She will pick this phone up and tell you how many times their police department has been hacked. This is a crime scene investigator telling me this directly in their right hand to the police. It is a police has to ride around in bulletproof vest because they can't. Oh, we can't do nothing. Criminals just kind of sitting in criminals, whatever for whatever that is, sitting in here. We got to put ink on their hands because we don't have no machines. Everything is done. Like this stuff happens. What you think they'll do with the bank? They'll wipe your shit clean. And
Boy,
that's why it don't make no sense to not have some cash. And I'm talking. I would say if you can, $100 a month in small bills, take it out. And
hmm.
we know money is not gonna have no. And I'm talking when I say small bills, ones and fives, and get you some coins if you can. Maybe $10 in coins, the rest in ones and fives. Because when this shit goes up in smoke the real way, we all know that your money only got about 24 hours of value, and that's stupid people gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll take $25 for this can of beans. That money ain't gonna be worth shit. It ain't worth shit
Right.
now.
Not
Like,
like on some real shit.
and you can trick them. And I know it's fucked up, but hey, survival of the fittest, my nigga. After 90 days, only the strongest, leanest, meanest people gonna be alive anyway. You gonna go ahead and take
Man,
this $5 for this can of for your little bag of rice because you think the light's gonna come on in 3 days. Look what's happening in North Carolina. It's happening in parts of Virginia too, but we got a little bit better situation than they got as far as getting help and stuff, and we didn't get hit as hard. But look what's happening in North Carolina. Complete towns have been wiped off the map. Thousands of people are dead. They can lie all they want to, bro. Water don't come through the mountains, and you think you just gonna get up there and it's gonna be all hunky dory. They have civilians and helicopters doing rescue missions, going to the airports, fueling up on their own dime 4 times a day. I don't know if you know, but it's not cheap to fuel any of this shit.
right.
So it's like they're spending their own money going back and forth to the airport, getting regular people out. You're a fool to have all your money. Like, and not anybody tell you take everything and stuff it in the mattress, but you probably will be better off because it's going to happen. This is the setup to. We have become so lazy in everything that we do. People don't understand, and it's just like you could be torn, like not to flip all over the place, but the
Oh,
the
you good?
the beast is coming. Like the beast is here actually, and we have been so compliant. And you hear people talking about because I had to explain to my girlfriend about the longshoreman strike and what was going on with that, and it's just like she asked me why are they so against change? Like what's wrong with them? Why are they so against change? And I'm explaining to her. She wasn't asking the militia. She doesn't know. That's not her field. She's a fucking doctor. She doesn't give a fuck about what the longshoremen do. Like that's not her area. And I'm explaining to her that what they're fighting for is the right to keep people like regular people employed right now. Because most of those people that work there is regular people. They're coming out of jail. They just people trying to make an honest living. But on the flip side, this is how you can be in the middle. On the flip side, you don't own and control no port. Because guess what? The port that's owned by the Chinese, them motherfuckers ain't closed down. The Chinese
Hmm.
don't give a fuck about your job. Like they're going to keep their shit open because this is coming. This is a natural part of evolution. I was a child when self checkout rolled out. Niggas used to say, I say this damn near every live. When self checkout came out, people was like, why the fuck would I bring out my own groceries? I might as well get a job here. Now you'll be hard pressed to go somewhere that doesn't have a kiosk that you can do your own order, a self checkout where you can bag your own everything. It's a miracle if there's somebody at a register.
Nah, for real though.
Like these things, it's not gonna not happen. That automation is coming. Because robots like Xavier Landon always say, and shout out to Xavier Landon, robots don't complain, they don't need breaks. Like they don't,
No, they don't
they don't
sleep.
get and they
They don't
don't
need
get
rest.
tired.
Right. They don't need rest.
And
They don't need vacations. None of that.
and the reason that this is even happening, because not on either side of that argument, but the reason that this is happening is because we didn't know when to leave well enough alone. But the reason that it was one, they probably don't want to automate because of espionage. But I mean, whatever. We can. That's another topic for another day. If you don't, then it becomes a national security risk now. Because if you don't move with the technology, what do you think that whole fake ass space race was about? That shit wasn't about the moon. Space ain't even real. Motherfuckers was you have to keep up with where the technology is, or you will be knocked back into the Stone Age.
Right.
Because if you don't keep up, you run the risk of that draconian ass technology. Oh man, like we know how to get in there. We know that system in and out. This is why the whole electrical system, the reason why the electrical grid is not protected right now. Our electrical grid, everybody else on this planet has hardened their electrical grid, with the exception of places that don't give a fuck about the grid because they're living underground, and we don't know shit about that because we live on the surface. The reason they haven't protected the electrical grid is because once you allow the government to step in, now you're being held to standards. Electricity is a private monopolized commodity. Wherever you live, the electricity is 9 times out of 10 commodified and monopolized. It's only one company for this state. It's only one company for there. Con Edison run the whole situation over here. Dominion Power run Virginia, North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. You're not, and if you have an independent company, it's going to cost you so much you can't afford it. They don't want you in their business because they own that business. When you let the government in now, it's standards that they have to follow that they don't have to follow when it's on your own.
Right.
So you wake up in the morning and your bank account is gone,
Boy.
and they're like, oh
You
man, they trying to see, they're gonna get you used to it until one day you just like, man, fuck it. You wanna beg for the mark of the beast. You gonna beg
see,
for the chip in your arm. Because you can't have my arm. Like
man,
you're gonna beg for the
say,
cell phone in your Neuralink. Because
say,
nobody can hijack your Neuralink, right? But then we just
man,
see that they said they over there playing with that realm God built because they want to bring the
boy,
demons over. You're
man.
being conditioned. And this is why you gotta stand. Like, it's too late for us to stand up against it now. Motherfuckers have invited the devil in the house. He in here. He
See,
done made a key.
that's what that's what me and Chop was saying. We really at a time where shit, it's damn near it's too late for a lot of people.
I'm sorry, but
On a lot of
it's
shit, it's too late.
as a
Too
real
late to try to
believer, you're right. And as a
Nah,
real believer, you just gotta,
because
you know that you're just gonna have to ride it out. Shit
because
happens. Like fuck it, we here.
nah, hey, look. At the end of the day, I said this on the last live. I said all y'all motherfuckers want to be rushers, right? Y'all want to rush to go get this. Y'all want to rush to go get that. Y'all want to be speed demons on the road, cut people off, do all that shit. When that bat signal go up and it says God is coming back and he here and he's right there, y'all go keep rushing y'all ass. Don't slow down. Don't say I left something. Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta go back. Don't do none of that extra shit. You gonna keep rush your ass straight there. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I was telling my wife this earlier. You wanna rush? You wanna rush your bad when it's time to die? Don't wanna hold on. Don't fucking hold on. Don't rush back to life. Don't rush back
boy,
to life. Rush your ass to death. The same way, because that's what you doing. You want to run
man.
through. You want to run through life fast, and you want to rush through life just to die. Okay, when it's time to die, motherfucker, don't want to motherfucker hold. No, whoa, I wasn't ready yet. No, hold
Yeah, you
on.
try to hold on, fighting for
Yeah.
life. Now
Mm,
don't lay it down. Don't lay it down.
go and
Shit.
lay it down.
And what's so ridiculous about all of this is you just couldn't say no. You just couldn't. Nobody thought that it was crazy watching Star Trek and niggas had the damn Bluetooth in their ear. Like, how do
Boy,
you even
Hmm.
commute? Like, niggas had the iPhone in that bitch. By the
Hmm.
time we get the technology, like I said on Chop last live, or the last live I was on, this technology was never meant for you to get your hands on. These are military weapons. But because I need
Right.
you, because the United States and all these entities or whoever these people are and the devil and shit, the devil, you can learn a thing about patience from the devil. The devil will wait for you. Oh, I got 100 years. I got 400 years for these motherfuckers to destroy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just come in there and it be a clean sweep. So we can just do Pied Piper to hell. Like you think that they didn't know what this cell phone, bro? They went to Harvard University. I have been to Harvard. I took project management at Harvard University, still got my hoodie and everything on crew neck. When you go to that school, it is unlike, in that whole situation of this, unlike anything you have ever seen in your life. They went and recruited Zuckerberg. Do you think that they didn't know what the fuck they was doing and what this shit was gonna do? They had psychologists and shit in there. Oh, this gonna trip the dopamine. This gonna override the serotonin. This gonna give them that oxytocin hit, and they just gonna be. We gonna just get them in the infinite shit of scrolling. Now people cannot. People don't even read books no more. Children aren't even learning. They don't even give you books in school no more. And why you wonder why all the kids is dumb as fuck?
Boy,
Because everything's got to be like back in the day. You used to get the big ass textbook, and your teacher would all the answers would be in the back, and your teacher would say, "Do all the even questions."
I ain't
So
gonna
you
even lie,
could.
them books big than the hoe.
They was heavy as a bitch, and it was like and you was getting through that book, but it was the incentive used to be whoever read the most get the pizza coupons and shit. So
Oh,
motherfuckers is in classroom competing like I'm the big reader in this bitch. I read 10 books
right,
this week. So when they hear people like Cat Williams say I read 1,000 books in a year or whatever he said, you think that's far fetched because you come from the generation where every book you get is on an iPad. Every book,
man.
if you get a book at all, or you can't do that, you want to listen to the summary of the book on TikTok in 2 minutes. How can I
Mm-hmm.
summarize 1,000 page book? You even give somebody 1,000 page book to read, and they look at you like, "The fuck I'm gonna do this door stop?" Like it's you don't come from the generation where reading 10 books in a week is like that is my generation. I remember
Right.
I used to walk to the library at 12, 13 years old, and I would check out 7, 8 books at a time. I'd read all them books in a week and go back and get more.
Hmm.
I used to see my homeboys there. I'd be screaming across the library. They looking at me crazy. I'm just happy to see them. You just, y'all could, but you don't evolve, you die. And because the devil, like you said in the book, it tells you the devil is gonna have his chance to roam and do his thing. It's his time now. It's his time. Let him. He's gonna have his way.
Now,
Right. If the book is telling you that the devil gonna be given time, shit, ain't no that let you know it ain't no escape. There's no way to get around what's going on. And that's the reason why shit looks so chaotic in the way that it does. Because Satan has been given a time. That's why the violence at a different it's always been violence, but it's different.
mm-hmm.
It's different when, 4 people get shot on the bus because they were asleep.
Mm.
That's a different type of violence. Like it's always been gangs and gangsters and drug shootouts or what have you, but it ain't never been a time where a person riding public transportation uh got shot in their sleep on the bus. That's never happened before. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
And
Elderly people
because
being robbed and killed. You know,
like
again, from the streets, I ain't had no homeboys that preyed on older people. I did. And I had some Fulio homeboys, but nobody ever preyed on older people. But again, the time, Satan, it's a different level. So
and people are so impressionable now because somewhere in translation, convenience became more important than being a sound person. So
Mm.
because that whatever happened with that generation that came after my grandparents, and I think that generation that came, so my parents' generation, whatever, and my mama is about to be 60. So then around that age, a lot of those people, it's like when you look at that generation, it's black or white. Like it's not nothing in between with that generation. It's either they all the way solid or they're so fucking flaky and fluky. There's no way they should have been able to reproduce. And the fact that that generation watch, I'm serious, like because it's like I can give you three examples right now of the type of people. It's like it's either they're stand up men all the way, they bumbling fucking idiots that you should keep away from your children, or they're fucking dead or strung out. That's the only type of people that exist in that generation. So when they saw their parents struggling, they told themselves, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this." So what they tell you, you should sell out. You should, oh, don't you go to that job, and even though they disrespecting you, stay there. Oh, they ain't pay you, just stay there and get it in. Get your 40 quarters. That's what they would
Mm.
tell you. And then you stand up, you look rebellious because you stand up and you say, oh no, like I can't allow them to disrespect me. I can go out here and make myself valuable on my own. And they get frustrated because you don't want to do, you don't want to just be comfortable in your death while accepting shit. But that generation have that civil rights generation, that's not my mama generation, is the one before that. They accepted a lot of shit they shouldn't have. And
Right.
that's that demonic shit. That I call it the appetite of hell. Because hell cannot be satisfied. I just need more and
Mm.
more and more and more and more. Give me more. I gave you everything I got. Give me the rest. I need more. I need it all. I need everything. This is why that conquering that shit when you get into the Neanderthals, that conquering mentality comes through. As Africans and natives and shit, bro, you don't have the need to conquer and rule over another life. You didn't even let your animal, you let your animal sit on the couch. They ain't a fucking animal live here. They want to rule and control and destroy everything. This is why God say that's not that realm ain't for you. I'm gonna put the Neuralink in your head. Did you see the video where they was like they died and the person of an atheist and the person allegedly went to hell? Don't know. We can confirm that or not. We don't know because that's not our realm. You can't fly because you're not a bird. You're not an avian creature. It's not for you. Like
Huh.
you don't know when to leave well enough alone, and because the believer, I could get on our ass today because we're just as guilty as the other people because we didn't stand up when we were supposed to. Now we too young. This shit was happening before we was whatever. We just seeing the fruit of the seeds that was planted, and we can't reverse it. So we have to ride it out and just pray to the Lord that we make it. I was telling Theo the other day we're in the middle of a fourth turning. I don't know if y'all I know people come over here asking for
Hmm.
books. The fourth turning. The
Yep.
turning is an 80-year period, and if you read that, it's two books, the fourth turning and then the first fourth turning is here, I think. And when you read those books, they tell you everything that's going on right now. I got a book in my house, Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. It's verbatim. The book was written way before any of us was born. Verbatim, the shit that's going on right now. And
Hmm.
you see these things that's happening, and I'm feeling like this shit ain't gonna be better. We're not gonna be on the other side of this until probably the 2040s or somewhere around there. Because it's just a period of time. Because when you get to that third turn and then that second turn and shit, World War I, World War II, the Revolutionary War, the French Revolution, all of these things happen in the same amount of space was between all these events. When you look at it in groups in history. So what makes us think that we're going to be exempt because we bow our head and go to the church house? Because we decided that, oh, I'm not going to judge and I'm not going to say nothing and that's them and that's their business. No, you were supposed to be speaking out and speaking against immorality and all these crazy ass things. We're not talking about your stupid ass personal preference. We're talking about you think you're going to challenge the shit that God made. I was in the mountains this morning. I was like, damn, like, bro, nobody on this planet has the ability to make a mountain. You can't make a mountain. You
Huh.
can't. You're not God. You can't make the sun. You can't make the moon or the star. You can't do that. You're not God. But you're gonna go into somebody's brain and monitor their brain activity after they're dead and see that they went to hell and
Hey,
just go to the other
hey,
like this all type of shit.
Now,
hey, Chop, we was just talking about that shit.
yeah. Now, I want to share this because yeah, Naeem that don't even know what we was talking about, and
Right.
a lot of
That's
yeah, a lot of the stuff that she mentioned in there made me and B like we have conversations off of the screen. So that was going on to one of our topics, and she touched on the topic earlier too, you know. And I want y'all, I want y'all to hear this story, bruh. I want y'all to hear this story real quick. I mean, because it just happened. It just happened last night. So I don't normally go to sleep before everybody. I'm always like the last one awake because I walk through the house at least like four or five times at night. Just I don't know. It's just a habit of mine that I just walk through the house just to make sure everything is what it is. So last night I ended up going to sleep before everybody, and and m- lately, like I don't go to sleep normal. Like I just salutes to Zay too. Zay in the building. I don't go to sleep normal. I just like crash out. My body just shuts down and crashes out. So it must have did that last night. Last night I must have put myself in a position the way as though I just crashed. And then when I went to sleep, I wasn't really dreaming about anything. But for a brief period, I'm gonna say five, at least like 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, something like that. I had this crazy dream, and it wasn't even a dream. It was more like a premonition. I had this premonition, right? And what it came to me because it was so real that it I didn't feel like I was asleep. So and everything I recognized everything for what it was. Everything was what it was. Now the only thing that was different was the position on where my window sits and all that stuff. The position for where my window sits, that means I would have had to been in a different apartment. Like I would have had to been located somewhere else. But it was the same, it was my shit. I was sitting in front of my TV. I was in my chair. I was playing Grand Theft Auto, but I wasn't playing Grand Theft Auto. The shit was just on, like the loading screen. So I'm hearing the Grand Theft Auto loading screen music, and I'm sitting there in the chair and I'm looking at the TV, but I'm not playing it. And then my wife hits the corner and she says, "You notice how gray it is outside?" And I'm what you call an asshole. So I give an asshole remark. I'm like, what you mean? It's always been great. It's been great since last week. So, but I never look at her. I'm still looking at the game. And then she like, nah, did you notice how gray it is? And then she hit the blinds. And then when I noticed like how it illuminated the room, I'm like, what the fuck? So I get up, like, what the fuck? I go over there to the window. She like, yeah, dumbass, like look. So, cause she's a smart ass like me. So that's why I said it felt so real because even her interaction with me saying what I was saying to her in my dreams, like it was like she was right there. So I'm like, the fuck? I'm looking, and mind you, I didn't hear nothing the whole time I'm sitting in the chair. So when this premonition starts, it starts with me sitting in the chair. So I don't hear nothing. And then it wasn't until I went to the window and I looked out the blinds and shit, you know what I mean, that I started hearing everybody screaming, all the commotion and shit. And then I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing people like attacking each other and shit. Like people was really like running down. And this ain't no zombie apocalypse, nothing. This is fucking humans. This is yeah, I mean, quote unquote, your next door neighbors and shit like that. You feel me? Like everybody was just violently attacking each other, and I stood there for a brief moment, like what the fuck? And she like, yeah, dumbass, like, I mean, it's up, and only time I hear that term is up is from B. B's the only person that I hear frequently say, yeah, it's up, it's up. You know what I'm saying? So to hear that shit was like, what the fuck? And I looked at her, you feel me? When she said it, like, it's up, and I looked at her, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I looked back out, and I was like, nah, close this shit, and I closed the blinds immediately, and I just started pacing because that's what I do. Like, that's why I said it felt so real, because when I get to thinking about some shit, like, and it's some shit I gotta hurry up and think about, like, I get the pacing back and forth type shit. Like, I get the pacing, like, okay, my mind racing, what, okay, boom, let's barricade this shit, we need to barricade that front door. And then as soon as I went to grab some shit, that's when my eyes opened up, and I'm just on the bed, and I'm looking at the ceiling. Like, I didn't jump up, it wasn't no joked up or nothing like that. It was like I just randomly, just calmly open my eyes, and I'm looking at this ceiling like, what the fuck? And I'm sitting there for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds maybe, because I didn't want to just jump up and like scare my wife out of sleep or nothing like that. But I'm leaning, and then next thing you know, all I hear is previously on power, and I look back like, oh shit, I'm glad you woke. But that was like that was like my confirmation that I wasn't dreaming no more, like I wasn't in that shit no more, that I was back. Like, so I was like, yo, that shit was thrown, bro. And like, I didn't even go to sleep till like 1, 2 o'clock. I woke up at like 12:20, 12:21 or some shit like that. And that shit, bruh, it felt so real though. Like, that shit felt so real. Like, all the way down to the way I was talking, the way she was talking. And then like I said, when she opened them blinds, bro, that shit illuminated. That shit illuminated like the whole space I was in. Like, cause I like it made me jump up out my seat, because where I sit at, no matter where the sun is, it for how my apartment is, where the sun is, and where I sit at, it don't really get that bright.
Right.
The sun don't touch this side of the building how it touches everything else. So when she hit that shit, and that shit illuminated the whole fucking thing, like it's like she cut on the light, I was like, what the fuck? And I jumped, and you could hear, like, it was crazy because you could hear my chair, like my chair made the noise and all that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And she like, yeah, dumbass, like it's up. And I'm like, and I looked at her like, the fuck? And I seeing all the people attacking each other and shit, bro. I was like, oh hell no. I gotta get my inventory right. Looking at my inventory, making, yeah, I gotta go make sure my shit is cleaned up and greased up and all that shit, bro.
Facts. Cover your house in prayer. Because I've been having crazy dreams lately. I was never really a person who had like super crazy dreams. I got this humidifier, and last night I I thought, I don't know what I thought, but I felt like something was beating me up in my sleep. And I don't know why I thought this, because I clearly wasn't awake, but I felt like I was. I pulled my hand up and I look at my hand, and it looked like my whole hand was covered in blood, and I touched my head and my whole hand is covered in blood. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked down and it looked like I had threw up, and it was like all I could see was like blood in the bed. My lights automatically cut on at a certain time in the morning just so I can get up. It was my pizza blanket. But I'm just like, this ain't like the first, like seriously, and I'm just like, my cat was looking at me like I was like, he's like, what you do?
Nah.
Cool. But I'm like, knowing that, I'm like, when I get home today, I'm covering my house in prayer, I'm blessing and anointing my
Yeah.
house, and I'm casting out whatever demon. Because it's one thing, the only time I'm not alert is when I'm in my bed and then I'm sleeping. Because I could sleep through an apocalypse. I probably could. Like, that would be
Hmm.
the only thing that saved me in an apocalypse. But when I start, because I already have been seeing shit, like out the corner
Mm-hmm.
of my eye, like it'll be like a fucking some black figure, and then you look at it and it just run
It's
off or
moved.
dip.
Yeah,
So
it
I've
just
been
moved.
seeing this for the past couple of months, and I'm just thinking like, all right, it's one thing if I'm at work and I'm seeing shit, you cool, but don't come fucking my sleep up, man, bro. This is the only time I get the rest. Like, yeah, you got to go today, but it's
Like
just like
real shit.
more of a confirmation to cover
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
to keep your house covered. You have to keep your family covered. You have to anoint and use the authority that God gave you because we are under attack.
Mm-hmm.
Because the devil know I can't fuck with you at your job. I can't fuck with you. I can't send no bitch to get you to cheat on your wife. I can't fuck with you through your kids because you done built up this force field so heavy. The devil's gonna try to find every way to get to you. And because we're in a severe state of spiritual unrest on this planet, those spirits in that ocean, why you think they don't go in the ocean?
Hmm.
Because you know it's the spirit of those innocent, the spirit of the unfortunate, all them spirits and shit is trying to escape and cry out and call out. And shit is gonna happen. That day that they fucking tire flew off the interstate and hit my car, and that could have easily fucked me over. But because
Man,
you gotta put on the armor of God for real. Like it's not enough to talk. You have to live this. This is the only thing you should give a fuck about at this point. Is spiritual maturity and covering yourself and covering your family and covering your loved ones. And seeing
Mm-hmm.
shit and being like, yo, that's crazy. I gotta pray. Because that's all you can do. Cause like to look outside, that reminds me of Bird Box. Like motherfuckers was just like, it was like, close all the windows. Don't look outside. Don't look. And
right.
it's just like, and did y'all see that they were saying something about the coronal ejection with the Aurora, whatever the fuck, Borealis or whatever, and
Yeah,
how
Aurora
they,
Borealis.
they were saying that it's supposed to be something that is going to cause people to have heart problems and some shit like that. That's about to come up, and people might get sick from what's about to happen. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I hear things, I don't take that on as fact. You're not supposed to. You
Right.
say a prayer. Like it's just like if somebody diagnosed you as sick, how you think our grandparents was quote? They said they were sick. They got down on their knees, they prayed to God, and all of a sudden they lived for 100 more years. That's what happened with my grandma. They told her when I was like 7, 8 years old, oh, you only got like 90 days to live. My grandma died this year. 20, 30 years later, not 30 years later, about 20 years later,
Mm-hmm.
25 years later is when you die. Not the fucking 90 days that they said, oh, no, we can do 90 days. It's because she believed in the real God, not the
Right.
God that made the sun, the God that made the earth, not the God that said you can't wear Shein clothes or the God that made Balenciagas. No, that's not real.
Uh,
So,
Zay said he thought he was the only one. Like, nah, bro, you not the
no,
only.
I've been.
See, we only think that we the only one because when it happens to us, and we don't have nobody who's really talking like this. Nobody really talks like this on the everyday
So now
basis.
ain't nobody talking about get ready to die.
Yeah,
Shit.
or
What?
or even or even yeah, I mean, want to talk about what dream they had and shit, because they oh, I just had a nightmare. Like, nah, you not having no night, no just no nightmare. He telling you something. He telling you something
Somebody
right
is there.
happened.
Something
Yeah.
is there. I remember the first time I told y'all that was the first time because I'm not a seer, I'm a feeler. I get the
Mm-hmm.
downloads. They go into my brain. They go into my heart. I hear God like that. My girlfriend is a seer. I am not a seer, but when I'm starting to see, that is a problem. I saw an angel in my room, and we just kind of. I wasn't scared, which was odd because I mean anything will make me scream. So I'm like, the angel was hovering above me, and it was moving. It had a whole bunch of eyes, and it was like winged up and shit. And we're just kind of looking at each other. But I couldn't make no noise. I wasn't scared or nothing, and I'm just like looking. And it was looking at me, and it kind of turned its head and looked around, and then I reached out to kind of touch it, and then it like backed up, and then it just fucking disappeared. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? But when these things happen, we should talk about them because somebody might be scared. They might think they're going crazy. And when they tell you you need to get into the
Right.
word, you need to get your spirit together. You need to know that this is where we're at in biblical history. This is it. This is the last train leaving the station. If you don't get it right now, eternity is gonna look crazy.
Oh yeah, I ain't messing with Nine. Where you at, Nine?
Yeah, they mess with her shit.
Word,
Talking about God too much.
word. Nah, but for real though, like because only that drink don't just randomly come out of nowhere. That shit don't come out, bro. Listen, bro. I
Bro,
don't
I need
even
a
know
question.
what. I don't
What's the?
even know. She said she need a break real quick because she got to
Oh,
fix
okay.
it. Yeah, I don't even know what time I went to sleep, but it had to been before 9 o'clock because the kids were still woke, and yeah, I mean they were still moving around, washing dishes, cleaning up, and stuff like that. So it had to been before 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30, maybe nine. I don't know, but I woke up at 12, so that's I'm gonna say roughly 2.5 hours of sleep. Within that 2.5 hours, bro, only 5 minutes I recall.
Hmm.
Only 5 minutes. If I would have never had that premonition while I was asleep, bro, I would have never known I was asleep until Ebony woke me up the next day, and I'm like, damn, I went to sleep.
That boy said I went to sleep.
You feel me? Like so, and like I said, that was only 4 minutes, maybe four 4 minutes, roughly five. I mean, because it had to play out. Everything had to play out. I gave y'all a short um, synopsis of what happened, but yeah, it had to play out. So I'm gonna say like roughly 4 minutes to 5 minutes.
Boy, hey man. Yeah, that show wake up. I mean that show, you know what I'm saying? That show Amber Alert.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you got your shit in order, you know what I'm saying? Spiritually, mentally, because again, this shit finna test the hearts of men. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody coming out this whole unscathed, unmarked up. Yeah, shit, this you gonna look like you gonna look like we gonna look like goddamn me Rocky and Rocky Four after he fought the Russian. If we
Right.
make and that's for those of us that make it.
Hmm.
No, like real talk, cause the fact of the matter is all of us ain't gonna make it.
Real
Shit,
talk.
that's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? All of us ain't gonna make it. But those that do make it, shit, you gonna look like Rocky when he fought that Russian.
Hmm.
Yeah, you gonna be busted up and barely.
Mm-hmm. Barely standing and shit. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
all that. Yeah, so you know, and again, for the person that's egotistical, the idea of dying, you know, that's
Hmm.
something that's what they don't want to think about. But
Mm-hmm.
the reality is, we looking at death. When you see what just took place with that hurricane up in the mountains,
Hmm.
you looking at death, bro. It's bodies in the water. You understand what I'm saying? It's bodies in the water. That water ain't receded. It's receded in some places, but all that water ain't receded.
Man.
So it's kids in the water. You know what I'm saying? Infants, maybe grandparents. Shit, everybody can take losses, and that's just the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I say, yeah, for on the prep side of shit, yeah, you can get your little stuff, but you better be prepping your goddamn spirit.
Hmm.
Cause no, like a canned good ain't gonna help you with what you finna see. what we about to see. Having
Word.
can well, that ain't gonna help your vision. Because we all know once you see something, you can't unsee it. That's why that dream was troubling you like it was. Because once you see something, you can't unsee it. Shit.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, I don't know what to tell him, Chuck. Shit, that's why I ain't been around. 'Cause shit, it's time
Nah,
for
that's
talking. Time for talking and past. Shit, you ain't got it by now. I don't know. Tell you, I ain't gonna waste my time. Shit,
word.
I'm
Nah,
gonna make
for
sure I'm on some audio Bible around this bad boy. Trying to get mine in this way I can. Shit,
real
well,
talk. Nah, but PJ, we ready. Let's start this video up. Yeah, man, so we can get through it because it's 20 minutes, and B has some information, and this this video is crazy because B has some information on this video, and this video also has some information about what I was talking about on the last live. Yeah, I mean, so if y'all remember what I was talking about on the last live, this joy goes perfect with what I was talking about.
We have had the technology to create, control, and steer hurricanes for decades.
Project Cirrus is the first official attempt to modify a hurricane. It was run by General Electric with the support of the U.S. military.
Shout outs to anonymous official too. This his video.
The official theory was that by changing the temperature outside the eye wall of a hurricane, which they did by seeding the clouds with various compounds such as silver iodide, a decrease in strong winds will result. On October 13th, 1947, Project Cirrus targeted a hurricane heading out to sea. Approximately 180 pounds of dry ice was dropped into the clouds. The crew then reported a pronounced modification of the cloud deck, and the hurricane abruptly changed direction and made landfall near Savannah, Georgia. The public blamed the government. Irving Langmuir, who pioneered General Electric's atmospheric research department and admitted that the project was about learning how to weaponize the weather, also claimed the reversal of the hurricane had been caused by Project Cirrus. But the government denied it for 12 years. After a short delay, the project officially continued, and in 1965, Project Storm Fury had targeted Hurricane Betsy for seeding. On that day, the storm immediately changed direction and made landfall in southern Florida. Congress blamed it on Project Storm Fury, but the government claimed that the hurricane shifted before they ever had a chance to seed it. And after 2 months of congressional hearings, the project was allowed to continue.
In 1997, U.S. Defense Secretary William Cohen.
I showed it's crazy, right? That I'm seeing these dates because I was telling my wife, like, bruh, you know Florida going underwater, right? Like, you ain't see how little Florida got since the '90s when we was seeing it. She's like, nah, what are you talking about? I'm like, so you have all right. So I put up the timestamp on Google, right? And I showed her the timestamp from I think like 1988 to 2022. Bruh, that shit is damn near ready to be under the water, bruh. I'm gonna say probably 2030. You probably won't even have Florida if it keep raining the way it rains like that. By 2030, that shit is gonna be completely underneath, like water.
Damn.
I'm gonna do a Google timestamp video for the water and shit, and how the U.S. is flooding in certain areas. Y'all gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna be crazy.
Admitted we have the technology to control the weather, including earthquakes and volcanoes. The U.S. government has placed gag orders on employees of the National Weather Service. In October of 2012, after Hurricane Sandy weakened to a tropical storm, microwave imagery shows a thick red beam immediately followed by Sandy growing into a Category 1 hurricane and taking an unexplained left turn into New Jersey. The push towards alternative energy demands more lithium, and according to the U.S. Geological Survey, the United States has over 6 million tons of identified lithium resources. The majority of this lithium has been identified in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Kings Mountain is believed to have one of the largest resources in the world, but the biggest problem is that people live there, and they don't want their quiet towns turned into lithium mines.
People in Cherville have been pushing against a proposed lithium mine for the last several years, but everyone we spoke with here said it's too divisive of an issue to share their opinion on camera. Cherryville is a small, quiet town.
I think that's good that we keep it small.
So quiet, many don't feel comfortable speaking out against Piedmont Lithium's proposed mining operation nearby.
I think we're a silent majority. I think a lot of people are afraid to say anything about it because they are bringing a lot to the town as far as money.
Last year, the Department of Defense entered a $90 million agreement with Albemarle Corporation to increase domestic production of lithium for the nation's battery supply chain, specifically from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, starting by 2025. This is the same area experiencing what is being described as biblical floods. While the federal government spends billions on foreign wars and illegal immigrants, they simply cannot be bothered with the health and well-being of the American people, especially those living on coveted mineral-rich land.
During an interview with Patrick Bet David, Raytheon whistleblower Eric Hecker reveals that he is likely an unwitting asset for the CIA.
But you're saying you've never been involved with CIA, you've not done anything with DIA, that's not something you've done in the past before?
I've never been directly employed by any of those companies, alphabet agencies, however you want to title them. But having looked backwards, I question the proximity that I was to them. I may have been some sort of unknown asset, but I can tell you that certainly I was involved in peculiar activities 24 hours a day.
Through his billionaire handlers, Hecker was sent to Antarctica as a plumber and given full security access. He claims to have seen directed energy weapons that are capable of creating earthquakes and seems unaware of the obvious, that he was sent there by his billionaire handlers to do exactly what he's doing now, saying,
Mama, we was talking about them weapons, the daggone weapons that they had that don't leave no bullet hole or exit wounds or entry wounds or nothing. Like, we was talking about that. So it's not far fetched that they got certain tools that's making shit happen. And I find that interesting, for real. And why it had to be earthquakes though?
The reason that first, I think this shit existed back when they had that potato famine in Ireland or wherever it was at. But the reason that they do this stuff is because it's like get down or lay down. You don't want us to come to your town and take the lithium? Okay, we'll flood everybody out and kill everybody.
See that?
Cause why? Because you don't want to sell me. You don't want to sell your land to Mark Zuckerberg and Oprah and Jeff Bezos. Okay, we'll burn you out. Fuck you. You don't. Oh, Bill Cosby for the motherfuckers who don't have an attention span. Oh, Bill Cosby, you don't want us to drill under your house for the oil? Okay, we'll put you in fucking jail and bankrupt you, so you ain't got no choice but to sell it. Like these are the things these people do. You're gonna get down, or you're going to lay down. But the real problem with all of this is everybody else thought that it was okay when it was happening to us. Oh, it's okay that we dropped the bomb on you, baby. Oh, it's okay. It's just
Boy.
niggas. It's okay to burn down every Black Wall Street. It's okay to drop bombs on churches and shit. And now you forgot that this is a beast that has the appetite of hell. You cannot satisfy this thing. When they're done running their train on us, because we're a self-destructive machine at this point as a fruit, they don't have to worry about us. We're going to kill ourselves. Now it's time to come get everybody else and get all their shit. So your little 1,400 population town with your $30 trillion worth of lithium in the ground, yeah, we don't get that lithium, bitch. And guess what? We're gonna kill everybody around you, so can't nobody come in and help you. And the goddamn military is sniping motherfuckers for even taking their private helicopter. FEMA is giving out fines. But how
See?
dare you help these motherfuckers? We want that. The world is for about resources. All that shit about race and all that bullshit, yeah, they do that because it's easy for you to understand. This is about the war for resources. Motherfucker ain't never know Kings Mountain. I know where it's at. Motherfuckers don't know where that's at. You're in the fucking mountains somewhere. It's like one house every fucking 20 miles. Like, yeah, it's time to collect. Everybody's getting there just due. I don't cry when chickens come home to roost. Oh, we don't want to
Man,
do it. We don't want to
cause,
sell our land. We don't want eminent domain. Okay, well, we
'cause
weren't really asking you. We were just trying to give you a warning because we're about to kill y'all. Like, come on, man.
like I was telling Chop, one of them North Carolina towns that got flooded out, they just murdered a 21-year-old black trucker and tried to lie and say he hung himself. That shit just happened like a week before the
Recently.
flood came through. Yeah.
I saw that.
So
And because it
so
was a
again,
nigga, oh, whatever.
so the people that was in the mountains, we know that them wasn't black people. First off, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those places that got washed away are sundown towns or sundown areas. You know what I'm saying? When they showed the little clip where the woman was talking about how it's such a divisive issue about selling or not, I promise you, it wasn't no black people in that town. If it is, probably about two, and they've been there from the inception of that bitch. But yeah, FEMA's telling them people you got $650 and rebuild your life after your whole house is floated off.
Same thing
Now
they did in Hawaii.
I like to see them pull themselves up by the bootstraps, since that's one of their favorite things to say. Yeah, I want to see what kind of straps you got on them boots, chat. Yeah.
Yeah, the bill is due. The blood that is here to be collected. Doesn't matter where the money come from. They got to be paid back to the universe. But this is what
Motherfuckers,
these people do. Like,
motherfuckers gonna
bro,
be like, see, that's because we voted that black person in there. I knew we shouldn't have voted Kamala in there, bro.
dude,
Yeah,
this shit was
hey,
going on
bro.
before she was even a boy.
Hey, I get hell, bro. See, Obama, the one that did this. He fucked us up from the beginning. They gonna find all types of excuses, bro.
Boy,
Bro, we gonna be the reason. I'm telling you. It all went the shit when Obama came in there, bro. We should have never
hey,
voted his ass in there.
how you doing? You good?
Yeah, it's always some excuse and always some finger pointing and some blame. But when you had the
Hold on.
opportunity to stand up
What you say?
to an injustice and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't, it was only a matter of time before it came knocking on your door. It was okay when they took all the fruit trees out of the hood in the black areas in the black cities because we don't want them to have free food. We don't want them to have healthy shit. We're gonna put all male trees in there that don't produce food and shit or whatever. Like, it was cool when that was happening. It was cool when Hawaii burned to the ground, and Oprah bought a whole island, and now a 30-minute drive is taking 6 hours to do because they got to go to a whole different island to get over to the other side. It was okay when it was that. It was okay in East Palestine, Ohio, when trains is derailing the chemical plants. I mean, I ain't never seen so many fucking things blow up, bro. We had a terminal blow up here, and it didn't do that much
Atlanta.
damage because it didn't do that much damage just because the technology in this field is kind of halfway there, halfway not, depending on where you go. So you might go somewhere where the technology is updated. Most of it is old ass technology, and you can't even. The most up to date should be the gate that you go inside of. It blew a whole power line blew up on the street, and it blew out the terminal. Nobody could do anything for like half of a day. So it's like
Right.
it's cool when it's that, but now that it's at
Atlanta
your front
got the
door.
Atlanta got the damn chemical fire.
Yeah, and
They
they say,
said,
oh, chemical plant, more fear mongering. Yes, it was a chemical plant, but they make beach products and shit, like shit for your pool. But chlorine gas is very deadly, very
hey,
toxic, very
they still ain't list all the shit that was in there. They just keep saying
exactly.
products.
And they're
So
telling you to
we,
shelter in
yeah.
place. You're gonna shelter in place. Shelter in place. Tape off the doors. Close the
Mm-hmm.
windows. Okay, so we're gonna suck. How long you gonna think you gonna stay in there before you get carbon monoxide poisoning? Because you can't live. That's why you can't live in a place where the windows don't open. You
Mm-hmm.
need fresh air. Like the
That's
the
why they
the,
got vents in your house.
the number is due, and these kind of things is gonna happen. And look, Israel ain't sent no check to North Carolina. Ukraine ain't sent no check to North Carolina. Goddamn Pakistan and Russia ain't nobody sending no aid. China ain't came through with no
I ain't sent
spending
them
spree
folks
packages.
nothing.
Not a
Nah,
dollar, not a red cent. Nothing's being sent over to them.
but we get taxed. We get taxed and gotta pay.
Yeah,
Man,
like
let's
ain't nobody coming to save you. This is why you have to be your own first responder. It's fucked
let's
up,
finish this video.
but yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, oh shit, you ain't need, we ain't need. That's why I say we gotta finish this video because it's 20 minutes and this ready to get even wild. It gets, you know how they had them clips that say it get wilder by the moment? Yeah. It's one of those videos.
That are capable of creating earthquakes, and seems unaware of the obvious, that he was sent there by his billionaire handlers to do exactly what he's doing now, saying that the government is creating earthquakes. It's interesting to note that even though they happen constantly and are often devastating, there is no official public earthquake reporting. The Dutch Sense channel on YouTube stands out as the premier source for up-to-date earthquake information. For over a decade, Michael Janich has been using USGS data made available to the public and reporting on it, kind of like a weatherman for earthquakes and volcanoes. He has successfully predicted several earthquakes over the years, using simple methods he learned from years of observation. Janich has come under fire from government officials in the past, but they have now convinced him to stop. It appears as if the government doesn't want anyone looking into earthquake activity and wants you to think that they are creating them. And maybe they are. But in the late 1940s, the US government discovered evidence of a coming magnetic pole flip. This information was initially classified and was immediately followed by the beginning of the unscientific global warming hoax. The CIA censored The Adam and Eve Story by Chan Thomas, which describes cataclysms that cause advanced civilizations to vanish from the earth without a trace. According to official records from commander of Project Nanook, Major Maynard White, the US government discovered in the late 1940s that the Earth undergoes major magnetic flips about every 10,000 to 12,000 years, which causes the surface of the Earth to catastrophically shift in the space of one day. This information was officially kept from the public.
Now, I was talking about this part. I was talking about this on the last one with the shit supposed to be flipping and shit. I don't think y'all know if that shit flip, we could go through an Arctic time. So, so what I'm saying, all right. So what I'm saying is, you see how they talk about all that shit that the ice glaciers and all that shit is frozen and all that. Well, the point is, in the point in a period of time is gonna be a lot of water that's gonna rise. Maybe it's because these poles are flipping, and what if that shit freezes over? That makes us the new what Arctic or some shit like that.
Man, if that shit happen, we ain't gonna be the new shit. We gonna be dead in the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not speaking as in our time. I'm talking about like when that shit reset, when that shit reset, like yeah,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you ask about? Did you say like the water? It's like more water, so it's gonna be freezing. Did you say that?
yeah,
Okay, because I was just okay. So when you said that, it made me think like you remember in elementary school where they taught you about how to, there is no new water on the planet. Like
right.
everything is just recycled over and over again. So when it's raining, that's because it's done came from the ocean up into the cloud.
Hmm.
It was hot on the ground. The crowd, So if they're creating water, well, they are doing it. They're creating artificial rain. That's water that's not supposed to be on this
Mm-hmm.
planet because it came out of nowhere. And that's
Hmm.
why, okay. See, now that's why Florida's going to disappear because you're creating imaginary water and that's out of balance. That's
That's
not
out of
supposed to be on
balance.
this planet.
Exactly. While the poles are shifting.
And it's making the planet heavier. So that's going to cause things to move around and shift because it's like,
Hmm.
it's just the access.
So now, when you was just talking, I just had a epiphany. Like that video we watched, right? Dude said that they seeded the clouds with dry ice. So I always wondered what was this white residue that would sometime be on the car after it rained.
Hmm.
Now I know it's
Mm.
that dry ice.
It's residue from dry ice. You know what's
Yeah.
crazy? You know what's crazy? Cause I seen a video. I seen a video with a guy, and I should have saved it and put it on here. But the guy froze. He's supposed to have froze some oxygen. Now I don't. He took liquid oxygen and nitrogen or some shit like that, and froze it, and it clearly resembles the color of the sky. Like clearly, like dead ass. When he took it out of being frozen, you can see the smoke all around it. Look like clouds. The color of the sky, like that turquoise bluish color, like of the sky. And then when he put like the light on there at certain angles, the sky turned colors at well the thing turned color as the sky, like purple, orange, red, shit like that, like we would see. So my thing is like not like we go back to what we were saying. Maybe space is nothing but water. The deeper you go, yeah, the deeper you go, the more like you're deeper in the water, like you can move in the water. But when you get a certain height, you start to freeze, like you get cold, like the temperature drops drastically.
Well, yeah, because one, I think they're called ions. You might want to check on that. But
Mm,
the so what an ion would be is like it's the element, but it'll be like O2, O5, O12, H3, H14.
right.
So we know that the atmosphere is not pure oxygen. A lot of it is nitrogen and hydrogen and
Hmm.
a bunch of other these minuscule gases just kind of hanging out and floating around with each other. We know that heat, the I think what they call like one of them does not exist. It's either heat or cold doesn't exist. It's just the cold doesn't exist. It's just an absence of heat. That's why
Mm.
the further you get to like the equator, it's like more tropical, it's hotter, and those places don't experience the type of weather that we would, being up here more towards the North Pole, or those people down there towards Antarctica. It's just not the same because it's different pressures and different stuff. If you're creating these ions and creating this alchemy, pretty much,
Mhm.
we know that things can go rogue. It's just like it's the difference between water. Just an example, like water and hydrogen peroxide. One is H2O, the other one is H2O2. But if you drink one of them, it'll kill you.
Mm.
So it's like,
And it tastes like water.
that's what I'm saying. It don't have a taste, it don't have no smell, but because it being ionized with that extra oxygen molecule, it's now deadly. So what do you think you're breathing in when they're playing with the clouds and or making it hot? Because I think, because listening to what y'all been saying and listening to the video, why wouldn't they just make all the cars shoot out emissions and shit that could just seed for them? Why would I have to drive Tyler Jones to find somebody to
Mm-hmm.
drive a plane when I can make a vehicle that will shoot smut into the atmosphere or shoot emissions into the atmosphere? Because most gases
Remember,
you can't see, you can't
remember
smell.
that's what they remember that's their big thing about the whole cars and shit. It was like, yeah, we trying to cut back on the electric vehicles because it's messing up the ozone layer.
Those only have been gone. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Whatever
why
holds.
wouldn't if I'm they're evil and they're diabolical. I am. Yeah, some man spoke me. But they why wouldn't I just let you do my job for me? You're not gonna know. You can't identify hydrogen. You don't know oxygen. You can't tell them apart because you don't know. We don't know shit about this. We're not chemists. Like, but when these things form its own thing, it could be this plus this makes this. So if chemistry exists, alchemy does too. We don't know. That's why they said you feel how the fuck did you get so many microplastics in your body? Fuck you been there to get
Mm-hmm.
all the microplastics. You
Hmm.
breathing in, you wondering why like you go one place and the air is just so like wow, you breathe better, you sleep better, you go back home and it's just terrible air or whatever. Like it's so many working parts working all together. You can spend a lifetime just reading about just ionization and how that shit affects. Like I said, you can drink the water or you can drink the peroxide. H2O, water, two hydrogen or dihydrogen monoxide or dihydrogen dihydrogen dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
One is, oh yeah, oh okay. And people just like, oh yeah, it don't matter if they cloud. Yeah, they should cloud seed because I don't. We need rain here. Well, you are a human being. You were never meant to live in the desert. You have animals. All animals congregate. This is why it'll be easy to snipe people when the world ends because all life congregates by water. All
Man.
life will congregate by the water. You're not gonna find life deep up. You will have things that can live there, reptiles and shit, but you're not gonna find life too far away from the water sources.
I already
How
say
far?
even
Like
they need water.
how long you think you're gonna live? That's why Saudi Arabia is going through the shit they're going through because that was supposed to stay the desert. It wasn't this. That's for the scorpions and the spiders and shit. You wasn't. They can drink 2 spoonfuls of water and not have to drink no more for the rest of the year. You can't live like that.
Hmm.
You can't live with barium and soft metals falling on you, making you crazy. Plus this fake ass food they're feeding us. Plus the bullshit that you consume on a psychological level. But I know they're definitely dropping them soft ass metals on us. That's why we all sick, crazy, skin look crazy, all
Oh
type of
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Boy, I'm talking about dropping that shit on us like a motherfucker.
Hmm.
Mysterious Great Pyramid of Giza was built with dimensions that memorialize the golden ratio, pi, and the speed of light, and along with the Sphinx forms a working clock of the great year. The great year is the astronomical cycle of
Hold on, we gotta wind that back just a little bit. I need y'all to hear that whole thing, because that goes back to what I was talking about with we working off the wrong calendar from the beginning. So we really don't even know how old we technically are for real. We could be older, we could be younger. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why some of us over here we look like we in our 50s, but motherfucking we be 35 and shit. Yeah, hey, you know how it is, B. Motherfucker done lost his whole frontal. At
I'm
35,
talking about.
lost his whole frontal.
I'm talking about. Boy, I say they're like a goal poster now.
You feel me? Like, so yeah, we working off the wrong clock anyway. We need to, if anything, we need to go back and figure out what's the celestial clock that was used from the beginning. We need to do that, and we need to go off what we see in these skies, because the skies is telling us. And I was telling B the same that I told y'all on head, the same way them stars align for you and good shit happen, when them stars not aligned, yeah, what the fuck you think is gonna happen? Ain't no good shit happening. Bunch of
Have y'all
chaos.
have y'all ever heard about I'm just asking this, like, not that I know anything about it. Um 15 months, 28 days each?
No,
That's
13 months,
13 months,
28 days.
28 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought that up on the last live.
Okay, because that's why
Yeah.
I heard it. Because I was like, when if you track your cycle goes in 28 day
Mm-hmm.
situations.
Increments.
Sometimes 31,
30.
but
Yeah.
most of the time it's 28 to 30. But most of the time you can bet on it being 28 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my
So
wife be my wife be mad at me because I be counting her shit. See, I'm good. I'm good with that. I was good with that. See, I would like a lot of my first child. My first child was unexpected. My second child was like kind of planned, but I kind of knew what days was the best days that to get her. My son, like I calculated that shit. I was like, nah. I was like, nah. Hold up, nah. It's almost that time. Like cause she told me that if I if I was, she would have to be pregnant before 30. But it just so happened that she hit 30 when she got pregnant. So yeah. But I calculated that last one.
they used to track there was no calendar until the Catholic Church, I believe, introduced it. And how they track stuff was by the season. So you would know when it was fall because fall had a distinct name. You would know when it was winter. You would know when it
Mm-hmm.
was summer, and you would know when it was spring just by basically how they tracked it was harvest season. What food could
Right.
grow and what food can't grow. I know that winter vegetables only grow during this time, so okay, this is how we do this. I know that summer
Mm-hmm.
vegetables only grow this time, so this is how we do it.
And the moon, like
Yeah,
that's why you see a lot of moons in they shit, because a lot of stars and moons, because depending on how the moon was shaped and depending on how the shadow was casted on the moon was depending on what time and what era they was in.
right.
The U.S. government discovered in the late 1940s that the Earth undergoes major magnetic flips about every 10,000 to 12,000 years, which causes the surface of the Earth to catastrophically shift in the space of one day. This information was officially kept from the public. The mysterious Great Pyramid of Giza was built with dimensions that memorialize the golden ratio, pi, and the speed of light, and along with the Sphinx, forms a working clock of the great year. The great year is the astronomical cycle of the equinoxes around the ecliptic, a cycle that repeats just about every 26,000 years, leading many to speculate that the cataclysm is a somewhat fixed event in this cycle of time. Many researchers believe that the Great Pyramid, along with several other ancient structures that memorialize the great year, were built to warn us about the recurrent cataclysm. Our sun has its own recurrent cycles, and in almost every cataclysm story throughout history, the sun plays a major role. Researchers have found 11, 88, 200, and 2,400 year cycles, which involve the oscillation between solar minimum and solar maximum. Solar maximum being when the sun exhibits the most sunspot and solar flare activity. Many researchers now believe that this cycle leads up to a recurrent nova of our own sun. Recurrent novas have been observed all over the night sky. The mainstream theory is that stars become congested with atmospheric material and eventually expel this material in an explosive outburst. And there is much evidence that our own sun experiences these recurrent novas, which likely is related to the solar flare and sunspot cycles. The latest research tells us that the sun is more electrical than it is nuclear fusion, and that it has an electromagnetic relationship with the Earth. This would suggest that the magnetic reversals of the Earth occurs when the sun novas. And so the big question is, when will that be? Douglas Vogt has been studying this subject for decades and predicts that a recurrent nova will next occur in 2046. He arrived at this date based on sun cycles, as well as biblical coding. The Mayan long count calendar began in 3113.
Man,
And what I say?
talking about this shit.
The 2040s.
I was talking about this shit.
Yeah, because I mean, and it's crazy because I'm just like, look how amazing God is. You know, when you put your index finger or one of your fingers on like the sun, and you space them out, like the not including the thumb, that's 15 minutes each. So you can tell where the sun gonna be moving or how long it'll take the sun to set. If you go on like an arch, 180 degree, by using your 15s and stuff. That's how you know. Like, it's easier to do it when the sun is low in the sky, but it's just like I thought we were in the middle of like a supernova nova or something. Did anybody ever bring that back up? Like,
I'm telling you,
that thing gonna explode at any moment. Didn't they used to tell us that? I know I'm not crazy. They used to say that we're in like a supernova nova.
I'm telling you that, bro. They've been talking about these sun flares. Like that's why they say, oh yeah, like some parts of the U.S. can see the northern lights and all this stuff because the sun flares and shit. You know what I'm saying? So motherfucker might be on to something with these poles shifting, and that if poles shifting, this is why a lot of people is balanced out of whack and shit. This is why we, quote unquote, we seeing things and having visions that we normally not supposed to have or normally have. You know what I'm saying? It's because our we all work off frequency. So when your frequency is higher, you're more prone to pick up these kind of frequencies.
It's just crazy to know that we're more than likely going to be alive to see it. And with the luck we've been having in our generation, I'm sure we will be here. We will be.
Man, I already said they gonna write a book about me, bro. I don't care.
Right, I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna tell my grandkids about the stuff I've been through, and they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, grandma. Like, we just tapioca, grandma. It's just like all this crazy stuff. But it's like, I mean, it's just time. Like, we just happen to fall in that time where things is gone. Because I think this earth will never let us destroy it. That's why. Oh, okay. You wanna play with your food? Okay, we'll just melt the ice caps and put the little coronavirus out, because the one that was out a few years ago was still is out now, but that was only 0.003% death rate. What about when those things that wake up that's 30 and 40%? Nothing ain't seen there. Like, yeah, all this shit is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and it ain't nothing you can do but just be like, damn, at least I know. Okay,
nah, for real. That's all you can do. Let's get back to this joint. Hold up. because they need to hear this shit.
Coding. The Mayan long count calendar began in 3113 BC and was marked by days, not years. 1,872,000 days. Nearly all sources brought the Mayan calendar to an end in 2012 by dividing the number of days by 365.24 days in the year. But Jason Brashears of Archaics.com points out the fact that prior to 713 BC, there were 360 days in the year. In 713 BC, all the civilizations of the world changed their calendars to add 5 days. In Persia, these extra 5 days became known as the bad luck days. In ancient Mexico, the useless days. And for the ancient Maya, the unlucky days. When we adjust accordingly, we have 864,000 days before the calendar change and 1,008,000 days after, which brings the Mayan calendar to an end in 2046. This also raises the question, what happened in 713 BC? According to the Bible, 86,000 people were killed by an angel that year, followed by God moving the sun by 10 degrees. Perhaps one of these cataclysms occurred that year. Ben Davidson of Suspicious Observers has been closely analyzing all this scientific data, and based on the rate of decline of Earth's magnetic field, he concludes that the solar nova will occur between 2040 and 2060. And Suspicious Observers, who have been covering this subject for years, is saying that we are in it right now.
It is important we review the 2 recent studies confirming that we did have a mini geomagnetic excursion in the middle of the Holocene about 6,000 years ago, first found in China and then confirmed in volcanic flows in Russia. We have added it to the list of officially confirmed excursions in recent history. We do appear to have magnetic changes on the planet every 6,000 years. There are several studies one could look to for the fairly perfect lineup of these geomagnetic changes on Earth, with major environmental disasters, including the peaks of species extinction. And there's no mystery as to why. The magnetic field of Earth, which protects our planet from space radiation, weakens tremendously in these excursions and becomes misaligned with the poles, leading to major influx of space energy to Earth. NASA scientists and others declared in the year 2000 that we had lost 10% of the magnetic field since the middle of the 1800s, and the ESA Swarm magnetic field mission upgraded that number to 15% in their 2010 mission report and update. 10% lost in 150 years, and then another 5% lost in only a decade. That's serious. And several subsequent studies confirmed that the magnetic field has begun changing faster and faster, all pointing to one inevitable conclusion. The cycle is not only due again, but it's happening. And it doesn't take thousands of years, and no, it's no small matter for the Earth and the creatures that live here.
That there are technologies at the South Pole Station that people can't even consider that exist on this planet.
Like what?
Directed energy weapon systems is something that people need to get into their vocabulary fast. The ice cube neutrino detector is not simple.
How the fuck this nigga gonna say? You said we need. First of all, I ain't even hear what you just said. So then y'all just now saying something about this, like y'all ain't bringing this out to nobody attention, like y'all did with the Diddy oil and shit. This ain't covered on all news networks type shit, bro. It's like, come on, bro.
Because
like,
that will cause mass panic. If you tell people, if you knew the type of stuff, and I'm not saying that as a person who knows. I'm just saying I know that they don't have no limit. So the stuff that they do, if we're hearing about it now, bro, they already got that bitch down pat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's already like they can't keep it hidden no more, because the reason that now we know more than we ever knew before is because they thought that they would be able to control the internet, but they can't really. They can, but they can't, because it's always gonna be a ACOG channel out there somewhere that's willing to sit there and go through it piece by piece and tell the truth about what's happening. So now they can't control it. So what do? They want to flood the zone with misinformation. They want to flood it with meaningless stuff, so you don't know what's true and you don't know what's false. They'll pay people to come out here and tell you fake information to throw you off. the path and lead you to a dead end.
Man,
They can't tell you that. And because what happens, it's
you
just
gonna
like
wake
the
up the
streets.
horde. You gonna wake up the horde.
It's just like the streets. All rats get like if you really about what you talk about for your organization, Edward Snowden, rats get killed. Like you know, fucking Boeing engineers. You think you're gonna blow what whistle? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To get the doves to come back from the funeral. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're going to die. Like this is why I hate when gossip in the shade room and world star and all these stupid places. Oh, we just journalists. We just doing journalism. No. Real journalists get murdered. Turn on your news, but they won't tell you on the news because they're masquerading as journalists. Real journalists get murdered.
Oh yeah.
Telling the truth
We
gets you
seen
killed.
that. Yeah. We seen that. We seen that. I was just talking to B. I was talking to my wife about that with the guy that did that water thing, and he came up dead in a helicopter accident.
All of a sudden, you got an aneurysm, which I found out when a motherfucker. Oh, he had an aneurysm. Somebody done pulled up on that person, stuck a needle in their veins with air, and when that air bubble gets to their heart, it kills them.
Mm-hmm. Undetectable, ain't it?
These are diabolical. Like what that man just say? Oh, we got technology that you can't even think of.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know. You have no fucking clue, and that's real. That's
Yeah.
real.
Simply a passive listening device as presented for the science that they're claiming it to do. It also has the capacity to transmit. There are embedded in the ice what are called digital optical modules, DOMs. They're about the size of a basketball. The array embedded in the ice is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. It is the world's largest telescope. And now, because we have proven that it can transmit, it's the world's largest directed energy weapons system. It is responsible for the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand in 2011 on the front end of the year.
How do you know for a fact that that was responsible for that?
Because I was present and I have gone over this with the pertinent people that I will not be releasing their names.
Okay.
But I was on the team, let's just say, and I've confirmed this.
Well,
I've provided documentation from the actual manufacturer's specs. So this unit was constructed, operated, and maintained by the University of Wisconsin, and just like every other device on the planet, whether you're driving an M1 Abrams tank or operating the Ice Cube neutrino detector, there's operator's manuals that tell you how things work. Right there in that information, free for everybody to find. I found it myself. I was directed to find it, I'll put it that way, and release this information. And it states very clearly that each one of these DOMs can transmit at 2,047 volts each. So these are currently the facts of life.
how do you know? I mean, I guess what I'm asking is, how did it even come to your attention that this triggered an earthquake? If you're at the South Pole and New Zealand had an earthquake, I mean, how did you know it came from the South Pole?
Without divulging names?
Without divulging names.
I can only say that it was communicated to me from team members that were present and fully read in at the time, that they were aware. And since that time...
at the immediate, like the same day?
Oh, absolutely. It was understood.
Well, what was said?
That we accidentally hit Christchurch, New Zealand twice when they were trying to fire up this weapon for the first time. That it was friendly fire. It was not on purpose, but it occurred. That the system is designed for that. And it was just friendly fire.
So this is a telescope. That sounds like a... Is it a telescope?
Absolutely. It is a neutrino detector, for sure. It can accomplish its primary purpose. It can also transmit and then provide a multifaceted platform for directed energy weapons systems.
Do you have any idea how the earthquake was initiated?
From misfiring the system.
Where
were they targeting?
Yes.
I don't know.
Does it go into the earth? Does it go into the atmosphere?
It can definitely go through the earth. I would consider that it might be able to do stuff in the atmosphere. I haven't heard that statement
laid at its feet, but I wouldn't put it past it. I don't want to try to limit the functions of this device by my imagination or experience. I believe that's one of the problems with directed energy weapons, is they are not like standard weapons of old where you have a gun and a particular caliber bullet, you pull the trigger and it does one thing. These platforms are way more complex than that. They do a lot of things.
What else do they do?
Excuse me. This system, additionally, in regards to the neutrinos, it detects the neutrinos that are apparently coming off of the new exotic propulsion systems for either off-world UFOs or reverse-engineered stuff on our planet.
What is neutrino?
Neutrino is a near massless particle that goes at, close, or beyond the speed of light. It is so small that it can pass between the electron shell and the nucleus of pretty much every atom on the planet. And the capacity of being detected at the South Pole Station, when the neutrino impacts the nucleus of the water molecule of the ice in the glaciers at the pole, a reaction occurs. The nucleus and the neutrino become destroyed. A muon is created and ejected, and a blue flash of light known as Cherenkov radiation flashes in the ice, and that's what the DOMs, the digital optical modules, are detecting. That's their primary purpose as presented. Now, whether that neutrino comes from a quasar out in space or a exotic propelled engine off of vehicles that aren't being discussed contemporarily, it detects it, thus making it basically an air traffic control center for all non-discussed vehicles on this planet. So just like we have all the other air traffic on the planet and it's being completely observed and attended to, there's just another level of craft on this planet and another level of air traffic control tower that exists. This is that facility.
Back to tracking neutrinos. What is that? Why are they tracking those?
Oh, for the purposes of science, they're claiming that there's a lot to be ascertained by understanding the difference between low power and high power neutrino ejections from cosmic occurrences. It's about that vague. This is what they spend our tax dollars on.
Let's talk about what else do they do?
The device is also for faster than light communications, quantum entangled communications at great distance. In, I guess it was the late 80s or early 90s, Gary McKinnon hacked NASA. And he found the list of the off-world space fleet and the captains of the ships respectively. We have a fleet out there. If we have a fleet out there, we need to communicate with them. This is that facility.
Can you explain quantum entanglement communications?
Yes, I don't think most people understand what I'm about to say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously, in no time, switch its rotation also because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
I've heard about this. I've tried to dig into it, and it's hard to understand.
It is hard to understand. It would be my best way to put it is that when electricity first came out, it was very hard for a lot of people to understand what Nikola Tesla was getting at. But everyone was using it before they even understood it. And this is just where we are right now. It's just a new technology. It's a new conversation. People don't have to understand it yet. They just have to realize it's real.
What other kind of things can this?
Oh boy. Voice to skull technology. This is also in the foray of directed energy weapons.
What is that?
The ability to, let's just say, throw your voice into your head or my voice into my head, or allowing algorithms that now they can blanket a whole geographical area and they can make everybody change their thoughts. They can, I use the term intrusive thoughts. Back to that fork in the road analogy. If you find yourself where you have to make a decision about something, next thing you know, you catch yourself kind of having an argument in your head with your own voices. Well, the ability to add another one of your voices in there, but have it controlled by somebody else's microphone, so to say, is a very powerful tool. And I think this is a weapon of war that we are seeing happen to everyone around us. The Department of Defense recently started initiating protocols for their employees, their agents, to discuss Havana syndrome-like symptoms. And on that list is that their agents are hearing voices in their head. And this is what they're getting at. This is that technology that, next thing you know, you're trying to make a decision, but there's another Sean in your head that now is actually somebody else's control. And through the manipulation of that voice, they can now push you. Just like we have, the cell phones are weaponized now, the social media platforms, and they can engage with an algorithm, and they know that they can push you in a direction by repetitive information being displayed in front of you, similar to the Takistoscope in grammar school, that they can learn your system and they can learn to manipulate it on a personalized level by just assessing you, what the things are that you're interested in, what are your weak points, what's the crack in the dam, what's the angle of attack. And it's through repetition and access. These are simply electromagnetic impulses in your head. It's not that they can't be read, it's not that they can't be copied, and it's not that they can't be just replayed with somebody else's control. I mean, I could get a voice changing thing and I could sound like you if I wanted to. I could call you on the phone, I could call your loved ones, and I could pretend I'm Sean. And they can do that for you in your own head.
That's crazy. That shit's crazy.
And this is why you can't just trust every thought that comes into your mind. What was the word the other day? Take every thought into captivity and exalt it again. Like, you got to put that against the word of God, because now they out here playing with the direct to your brain technology.
Yeah. Oh, dang. What happened? There she go. There you go. Alright.
My bad. But
No, you good.
okay,
Yeah.
they want to be able to control you. God gave you
Mm-hmm.
free will, and they want to take that away. Oh yeah, we can beam it directly into your head. Oh, we accidentally caused an earthquake in Australia. My bad.
Right.
It was friendly fire. Like,
We didn't even know it was gonna go all the way over there. We ain't even attend that. Damn, that's fucked up.
with these things, the reason these people even come out and say shit is because at first they're like willing participants, or they slip through and nobody knows. Like they're like spooks who sit by the door, but they slip through and nobody knows, and then they get hit, but they understand. Hey, if I come out, they're gonna kill my family. They're gonna kill me. It's not figurative. They're gonna kill you, and they're gonna kill your
Mm-hmm.
family. So what they do? They move to another country where it's safe, and then they start yapping. Like, where nobody know them, or they live in the middle of nowhere.
Sometimes I think the ones that be like this guy, like yeah, we need you to go out there and say this.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They wanna, because of platforms like yours, they get out here, and Sean Ryan, because I fought with Sean Ryan. Because of platforms like these, they'll give you an Alex Jones who will tell you some truth, because that's what the devil does. The devil will tell you part of the truth, but that's a lie. Anything that is not 100% truth is a lie. Lying by omission, lying by saying something completely fraudulent, lying by giving half of the story. Like, those are lies. So they'll send their people out to do this. Like, yeah, they got this and they did that, and people will be like, "Oh, he's so crazy. He's clearly mentally ill. Something's wrong with him." Because why? Because your brain don't have the capacity to compute that somebody will be evil, because you're not evil. So you don't have an understanding, because there's only a certain amount of evil that you can even comprehend. But they're introducing all this extra shit, so they'll send their people out there to try to get ahead of it and say, yeah, they got this. And it wasn't meant for that. You know, we're just trying to make sure that Brussels sprouts can grow in Belgium or whatever they were saying. You know, like, yeah, they definitely send their people out there. They'll have like Bill Gates on TV talking. Oh yeah, you know, I had to give them the vaccines. You know, they tried to say that I was drinking baby blood and stuff. Like, what kind of conspiracy is that? They'll get out here and tell you the truth and try to make it like it's a joke. That's why ain't shit funny. Nothing's funny to me. I hate jokes. I hate comedy. It's not funny because these people exist. Because what you gonna do? You gonna get over there and I done showed you everything. Because you don't just get to do these things. That
Oh
shit
no,
with
yeah.
that shit with Oppenheimer. You don't just get to do that. You have to be picked. He was
Look
so
at
picked.
old boy that be on. Look at old boy that be on Joe Rogan. Talk about that Area 51. That
Who,
man that
Trump?
hiding somewhere. Yeah, that man hiding somewhere.
Because if you tell enough truth, you're gonna suffer. The worst case scenario is you get murdered. The best case scenario is you get ostracized and nobody believe you until it's too late. And then they're like, "Oh my God, where's the ACLG podcast? I need help. How do I get my food pantry up because I'm in the middle of the mountains where nobody can get to me in North Carolina and we don't have no water."
Man, it's gonna be tough. Man, I'm telling you, that last night, man, was I want to say a rude awakening, you know, because I ain't asked to see that. I ain't go to bed last night and be like, hey, bro, show me what my future rate look like. No, I ain't asked for that. That joy just came into my head out of nowhere, and I'm like, bro, like it was it was so real. It was so real that I didn't jump. I didn't even jump up. I just slowly opened my eyes. Like, what was that?
And then so
Like, what
what's so
was that?
crazy? I think a lot of historically biblical things are happening all at once. Like it's all happening all at once. Noah's Ark is happening all at one
Hmm.
time. Pharaoh, and remember in Exodus when they was like, put the blood over the door and shelter. They're like, is that not an allegory for shelter in place and prepare yourself because something's about to
Hmm.
come through this bitch and wipe everything out? Is that not an
Yeah.
allegory for that? Like when the shit go down, you need to have everything you need in your house. Otherwise, motherfuckers is gonna die.
Hmm.
That's the exact same thing as that. Everything is happening all at one time, and it's just like, hmm.
Real talk. One all at one time. Like, we're seeing so much stuff for the first time ever in life. You like I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Dang, this is a phenomenon. Nah, like, bro, these are signs. Each
And
each
it's like,
time
what you
we
gonna do?
get a new sign, like, motherfucker just push that shit to the side.
Because what if you would have kept going with that dream and look, you might end up picking up where you left off because that happens to me a lot. You'll pick
Hmm.
up where you
Yeah,
left
I
off.
think. Hmm. Yeah, I
And
don't
the
think that
signs are
I don't the way that it ended. I don't think I'm finished with that dream. That's why I was like, no, I gotta talk about it. And I find it like, I don't say odd, but I find it ironic that when B hit me up, when B hit me up and said, yeah, I mean, he wanted to do a live on Friday. I was like, cool, because I was going to do a live Thursday anyway, but I never did it. I was like, I'm gonna end up doing the live on Friday with B, I'll talk about it then, what I want to talk about. But then last night when I got that, I was like, oh wow, like no, I gotta talk about this. People gotta hear this. This something different.
And it's happening to everybody. And we don't
Yeah.
say nothing. Now we got to get comfortable just putting it on the table, because when you got those experiences where, like, okay, I had a crazy dream, Chop just had a crazy dream, and Xavier Landon had a crazy dream, B had a crazy dream, Theo had a crazy
Mm-hmm.
dream. Okay, now we can see the pattern, and we see that, oh, another example of spiritual unrest. You got to build up your arsenal. You got to build up your spiritual fortitude first. You got to make sure you are of sound mind, because what happens when it starts happening to your kids? How you going to, you need to be able
Mm-hmm.
to explain to them about what they need to do. So, if I don't see dad scared and I don't see mom scared, then I'm less likely to be scared, because mom and dad aren't scared, and I want to be brave like them. This is why it's important to have influence in your children's lives and not let them be raised by rappers,
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna happen. Like, it's only a matter of time. This is why prepare, 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 prepare. Pray to the Lord that you get at least the majority of the basics that you need before shit hit the fan. Because how long
Right.
is it gonna be before bright light outside flash and these motherfuckers don't bow down to the Antichrist, and then they just going door to door trying to kill motherfuckers like in Fallout?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
bro.
you never know. You never know.
Like, the dream was it. Like I said, it was so vivid that I was seeing. I could see the pictures clear. And like last night, I ain't go to sleep watching nothing crazy, like the Hostile or nothing like that. Or I ain't watched nothing crazy last night. My kids was in the room and all that shit, bro. We was watching daggone Inside Out too. You
That's
know
what
what
I'm
I
saying.
mean?
Regular,
So
normal night in the house.
yeah, a regular normal night. I just had only thing different is that I just happened to go to sleep before everybody else. The one night I go to sleep before everybody else.
And that could be a sign in itself. Because you are
Hmm.
the head of the household, because you are the number one person that everybody will be going to in your house, likely in your community, if you ever had to get out there with these other people, assuming they had their shit together too, because it's a honey trap trying to help motherfuckers
Right.
who didn't bother to heed the warnings. There could have been like, hey, don't do that. I don't give a fuck how long
Right.
you got to stay up. You let them go to bed first, and you keep watch.
And that.
After that,
Heck
once you,
yeah.
because what you said earlier, you pace back and forth three or four times, and then you go to bed. You go through the house,
Hmm.
you walk through your house. That could be like, hey, you off your routine. You supposed to be walking
Right.
through the house, because you might be, without knowing, you walking through your house could be spiritually protecting your house. That could be a form of prayer.
Mm.
That could be a form of prayer of protection. I walk through, I make sure everything is cool. I hear a noise, I jump up and I go look at it. But this time it
That's
doesn't
it
happen like
exactly.
that.
Right. See, I ain't, and that's crazy. I ain't even think of that. I ain't even think of that. That part of what didn't even come into my mind just now. That's crazy. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because we have to,
Cause
we, we are powerful.
hmm
My bad, my bad. You don't know the
nah,
power
but
you,
you
well, you
right,
know the power
cause
you possess, but you got to understand that could be a form of worship. That could be the only thing standing between
hmm
demons running through your house or not.
real
You could be the
talk,
only thing
real talk.
standing
Nah.
between the, like, because you was off post. This is why
Hmm.
I've never been an advocate for people being quiet about shit that's wrong, because that's off post. You speaking out,
Mm.
having this channel, because I'm gonna take your channel, like the whole channel, and I'm gonna put it as a tab on my website under videos. So all the
Okay.
videos and all the live streams and stuff y'all got up, I'll have a tab that I can go directly on my thing, even though it won't download the videos but it'll be a place where your stuff will be
Right.
at. Because I don't know if somebody's coming that don't know about you, and then they go over and they see, and they're like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, okay, cool. We have points of reference. You can
Real
be the
talk.
only thing, standing between a lot of the crazy shit that happens and things that don't happen. Because you didn't decide to go live yesterday, but you went live today and tell it, you might be the reason Xavier Landon is a little bit easy going now because he sees that, okay, it's not just me. I'm not crazy, so that's good. And that can be the next
Mm-hmm.
step to going forward with what's happening. That's the importance of speaking
Facts.
up.
Facts.
There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah. Because I
glorious
felt like that
lifestyle.
was, I felt that was like, that part right there was important. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, a lot of us, we don't really talk about this stuff. We don't really like communicate these things. But we see things like that while we supposed to be sleep and stuff. We just take it as, oh man, I just had a messed up dream. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time you keep
Or you go
having
to
it,
bed
but you
early.
feel, yeah, you feel like you going crazy and shit. You feel like, am I the only one that's going through these things? Like it isn't, like, nah. Like it's multiple people going through these things.
And understanding that you're gonna be called names for expressing the real stuff that goes on. When I acknowledged that, bro, I'm seeing shit, like, and I'm not crazy. There's no history of mental illness. Everybody, I seen other people saying that I'm seeing shit too. I thought I was the only one. It was people who can't see because
Oh
they
yeah.
might be vibrating low, and God not giving them nothing to be able to get the warnings ahead of time, so they gonna drown in the flood. They calling us schizophrenic. They say,
Hmm.
"Oh, the schizophrenic people up today," and it's just like, damn, like, see, and that's what encourages people to not say nothing because society is lumped all together, and you think, "Oh, I'm just going crazy. I didn't even go to bed early. I shouldn't have ate that burger before I went to sleep." Like, no, like, there's things that's happening that's why you can't assume that every thought you have is yours. You can't assume, oh, I know this because da da da, I'm a psychic. No, a lot of shit is predictive programming. They're telling you this shit right on the shit you watch. That's why I don't watch this shit that's out. I'm gonna disrespect my parents. I'm just watching Power. Just watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Not having nobody telling you that this is fake. Not having nobody telling you that this is make believe. You should watch it like you watch Disney or Cartoon Network. No, your kids grow up and it's like, oh man, fuck my mom. I'm gonna kill my daddy because he don't want to be gangster. Like, what is happening? And what are we seeing in the world? Have you seen? Go on Twitter and type in the door kick challenge. Have you seen that?
Man, I wish somebody would fly my damn
Yes,
door, bro.
right. They got people, and it's happening up there. I think the video I saw yesterday was in Silver Spring. They got
Mm.
young niggas is filming themselves going to people's doors and kicking in the door and filming in the reactions. And I'm just like, wow, the Mad Dump challenge. It shot you so many times your shirt caught on fire challenge. It
Heck
hit you so,
yeah.
it hit you so many times they put cat litter in the urn because it wasn't no body because you evaporated challenge. And I'm just like, they put this
Hmm.
shit out here and subconsciously put, oh man, it's gonna be funny until you kick the wrong door. And they'll do this shit at places where
Hmm.
they know, oh, quote, law abiding citizen, all that crazy ass shit, bro. If you don't have no weapons, I don't care how hard it is. If you live in New York City, you need to make a plan to get it. I don't care how you got to get it and illegally
Right.
obtaining it. And if you just can't do it where you are, you need to move because no way, bro.
Hmm.
We living with we are walking with demons, and they are here to kill, steal, and
Hmm.
destroy everything that God made. And you don't want to be you or your family be caught with your pants down. The door, I'm telling you, I think it's called the door kick challenge or the kick door challenge. But if you type that in, it'll pop up. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, there's no way
Man,
we're here. There's no way we're here right now. That's
there's
what my
no
friend
way.
said. It's on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, but they said that was
Where
on TikTok.
where the parents of these kids at? And like,
Oh,
cause
it went viral. My booking in bio.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. See? And then when, yeah, I mean, kids over here get shot and die, They all there talk about some, yeah, he was a good kid. You know, he ain't do no wrong. He was an honor student, and he never missed no days of school. And I need a GoFundMe. I'm starting to GoFundMe to go bury my kid and have funeral arrangements. All right, all right. Like you said, this ain't the time to be wanting to kick door challenge nobody. You kick door challenge, and
It's real.
and
I'm gonna
yeah,
send you the link later. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I'm like, there's no way they're making this real. And the lady, it was caught on her ring camera. They're going up to
hmm.
houses and they're kicking in the front door and they filming the reactions. And I'm just like, wow.
They
Please tell
filming
me
the people reaction. Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
they gonna kick. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So good. So good. So when I call when they kick the door and I shoot one and I call the police and be like, yeah, I shot somebody who kicked my door and they got it on camera that's what happened because they were gonna record my reaction. Okay. Cool. Got it.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm like, I got to be dreaming. I done fell asleep on the couch. I'm like, it's no way this is real. I smacked myself, walked to the bathroom. There's no way I'm looking at this. So now we just straight up kicking through people's front door. That's the fastest way to get killed. That's the most
That's the fastest
justifiable
way
way,
to
bro.
die.
You coming into
Yeah.
the front door, a group of y'all,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the motherfucker, oh, why you need an AR-15? Why'd you have an AR-15? Because there's 6 young niggas coming through the front door. Like, what are you talking about? And see, now that would be the reason to have it. Like, that's the reason
I'm
you
telling.
need it. Like, that is the
I'm
reason you
telling.
would need it. Like,
I'm telling you, bruh.
you, your wife, and your kid, you will be the one to react more than likely without panicking. Yeah, catch all 20 or 30 of these rounds, bitch. Like, yeah, kick that door. Kick the door at the funeral home. The mama crying challenge. Like, people are crazy.
You feel me? Hey, like, what do you? When is enough enough? But you, you know what I'm saying? When does trolling become enough, bro? See, and that I was saying that too. Like, the we are demons and trolls out here. Demons
It's
and trolls.
crazy because it's facts. Oh my god, demons and trolls is crazy because that's
That's
exactly what we're meeting outside. Somebody either
that's
playing,
all with
I
me.
don't want to fight, bro. It's
Hmm.
a joke. It's a prank. It's a prank.
It's a
Or
prank.
somebody just completely crazy.
Yeah, somebody's gonna take it all the way there.
I'm about to send you that
We
link for
just
that kick no challenge.
Yeah, heck yeah, because I'm definitely gonna bring that up. Yeah, I
I'm about,
mean, because it's like you can't you can't really prepare for nothing like this. This is you don't know what's on the other side of that door once that door comes open. So you gotta take immediate action.
you have to
There's
assume
no
the absolute worst thing is
yeah.
gonna happen because it's least it's, if somebody's kicking your front door in. Back in
That
the
means they're
day,
coming to hurt something.
it used to be strung out family members or some shit like that. Now,
Hmm.
or 2 people in the neighborhood that live down the street that, oh, he got a fancy car, I'm going in there. But now it's random people who knows what their background is. It's because if it was your crackhead cousin, oh yeah, he smoked meth. Yeah, that nigga on meth. Yeah, I expected this. But with you them, you don't know what. They on meth too. I just sent it to your
Bruh.
Instagram.
Alright. Bruh. I'm talking about we had a point in time where people are going to other people's doors and pumping chemicals underneath their door because they don't like their neighbor.
Like straight to the murder. Like straight to trying to kill you. Now, I don't like my neighbor. I ain't gonna talk to them or speak. Now I don't like my neighbor, but they not bothering me, so I'm gonna leave it
Sheesh.
alone. Straight to the pouring
Yeah.
chemical agents, making everybody sick. You don't know what the fuck going on. You thinking, oh man, what the hell? I'm so sick. I'm so tired. Whole time, bro. When I was in college, before I got my own apartment, I lived with a couple other people, and somebody let like the dude whose house it was I was living with. He was pressed for money because I didn't know he had a fucking gambling problem. That's another thing, not knowing niggas for real. just being young and crazy, living with all type of people. He let his fucking uncle come live with us, right? And all of a sudden, like upstairs, I was just like, I had developed like a cough. I'm just like, bro, why am I coughing? I do not get sick. But this is not me. Why?
Right.
The uncle died, right? And I'm just like, they were like, oh yeah, he died this morning. I was like, oh, okay. Damn, that's crazy or whatever. Because I ain't no problem with him. He stayed home all day. He used to fry fish and shit. Why I found out this nigga was smoking crack when I was asleep. He was in the living room was directly, I was on the second floor. My room was on the second floor. The living room was directly, the vent from the living room was going
Was
upstairs to
yeah,
my room. This
dang.
nigga was, bro, he was smoking crack while I was asleep. And that shit was making me sick. And I couldn't
Yeah, you was
understand why the
breathing
fuck I
that.
was sick. Because we were in here
Mm-hmm.
smoking crack. Like, what the fuck? Secondhand crack
Nah,
smoke?
for real. Like I know what you mean. I know what you mean, bro. That shit got it got an awful smell. And like
And it's just
I
like,
remember I remember in my younger years, bro, I was fucking 7 and shit. And I had this dude that I would talk to, but he stayed in a crack house. So that was like my main clientele. Like I would go down there and I would sit down there and I would, just sell right there. Motherfuckers would come out their room, come holler at me, go right back in their room. Bruh, I'm talking about, bruh. I was in that bitch one time and I was sitting there. Actually, my heart just got to racing. Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, is it me? I'm sweating and shit. Like, hold on, no, I gotta get out of here. I got it out of there. I let out. I was breathing all heavy and shit. My heart was racing. I'm like, yo, I think I was high, bro. I'm like, nah, hell no, I ain't going back in there. Cause I went in there about 3 or 4 times. But all the times I went in there, I never really stayed that long to actually like I would come in there and the motherfuckers would be smoking and shit. I'll come in there, do what I do, and I'll dip back out, go back home. But it was one time I sat in there in that joint for at least like I want to say like 5 to 10 minutes. I said, nah, never again, never again. That shit had me motherfucking
yo,
zooted.
and this is what motherfuckers is like. And that's just some like accidental shit. Motherfuckers is coming with syringes in the hinges of your door, putting shit in your
Mm-hmm.
house. Gases and liquids that when
Gases,
they hit
yeah.
the oxygen, they turn into shit in your house, and everybody in the house, oh man. And then we wondered like, I'll never forget that video of that man. Ooh, they had that man on camera under the door with the
Mm.
syringe under the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is happening? Because I don't like my neighbor. What?
Bruh, I'm telling you. I'm telling
And it's
you.
the world we live in, so I can't just assume that what's on the other side of the door is cool. Or it's just a prank. It's not a prank when you come to this house.
Nah, there ain't no pranking.
Because
Ain't no
once you
pranking
come in,
coming to
you
this
don't
house.
leave. You don't leave breathing when you come here. That is, I cannot take that risk. Because you gotta think about like you got to be the person to neutralize the threat. That's burden on you. Your family's scared to
Mm-hmm.
death. And if you don't neutralize the threat, your children and your woman is gonna think, damn, like, is it still gonna come back? Are they gonna come back,
It's,
Dad?
right. Heck
They're gonna
yeah.
come back and get us, Dad. We gotta move. And if you ain't got no money to move and you stuck there, now you got 3 extra therapy bills to pay for.
Hmm.
Yeah, and imagine needing an intensive therapist like my girlfriend, where you got to pay her $200 an hour for 3 more people, $800 an hour to treat your psychosis because you didn't want to put the threat down. At least give your family some peace of mind. Where are the parents at? What is happening? But
Right.
we're in a spiritual war. We're battling principalities and wickedness of this dark planet.
Mm-hmm.
These people on
Mm-hmm.
drugs, they crazy. Times that's why like with this economic shit with the bank, imagine Bank of America or whatever it was. Yeah, no money. We ain't gonna be back up till next week. Did you see the Bank of America dude when he was saying you should call your electric company and just let them know that we're having a problem. Like, are you kidding me? Like, he said that. Yeah, call and work it out with them because we're just having a problem. But people who went to the bank, like went into the branch, they didn't have a problem. They didn't have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that
That's
stacked
crazy.
with an economic crisis because if the ports didn't come back up, so no imports, no exports, nothing's happening. Plus financial strain, plus the cost of living, plus your regular stress, plus your stress of your family. You think somebody won't try to come through your door? This is why you got to have it with you. I don't give a man.
Yeah. Nah, you gotta have some type of form of protection with you now. That hey, bro, if you just walking around butt naked, bro, if you walking around butt naked, you ain't got a knife, you ain't got a stun, a taser, a can of mace, some brass knuckles, something, bro.
Mace is
Yeah,
$10 at Walmart. Please go get you some pepper spray for $10. Sporting goods out or about a light bulb. Every Walmart got it. Like,
hey, look, if you really just want to be on some inconspicuous shit, and you don't even want motherfuckers to bother you or think that you up to no good, look, this is what you do, right? Cause I'm gonna let you know one thing. A saw, a sheetrock knife, a sheetrock knife is not considered a knife, right? It's considered
or
a tool.
ceramic.
Yeah, man. And a sheetrock knife is stupid sharp, and it'll cut the shit out. And if you stab somebody with that motherfucker, you pull that bitch out, it's pulling meat and shit out with it because it's an actual saw. So if you want to be on some inconspicuous shit, you can get you a sheetrock saw and get you a little side pouch, and you keep your sheetrock saw in your side pocket. They don't. The motherfucker can't tell you not on a job. You know what I'm saying? They can't say you ain't going to do a side job. Shit, nigga, I'm gonna hang drywall. Nigga, I need my sheetrock knife. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that
Real talk.
bruh.
Somebody said, remember the Asian man in DC who blew up the house, his own house, and then every year that was out here in
Mm,
Virginia. That was out here in Virginia. Yeah, blew the whole house up. I think that live is still up on my page. Yeah, nobody said nothing about it. It was like it never even happened,
mm,
bro. And it was it was just a meth, bro. Meth don't do that. It's not meth.
right.
And it just went away because did a little digging, found out your parents got ties to to CCP and all
Mm,
type of stuff, and we just casually ignore that because Diddy is funny or whatever. Bro, that's not a little thing. Houses don't just blow up.
out of nowhere.
Nothing just blows up. So something happens for stuff to happen, but yeah, you can't. If you walk around here naked, nothing like you're just like, oh man,
Yeah,
I'm trying to smoke what you got because clearly
you're right.
you're ignoring this world we live in. My girlfriend had the movers come today. I told her, get your pistol, keep it on your person. I'm not there. I'm at work. Oh, I don't have no pockets. Hey man, get a purse. Like what the fuck? I told you to take it with you. You don't have a choice. We don't live in a
Right.
world no more where you can let the movers come from one location to the next and then it be cool. No,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be known, or you need to have it on your body because you don't know what can happen. You in there, you by
Real talk.
yourself. Them friendly ass cats we got, they not gonna do nothing. Like you don't get a choice in this no more. I'm sorry you don't want to do it. I'm sorry this is the only non-negotiable in this relationship. But I can't take the chance of you being out here and needing it and not having it. I can't let your kids play outside and shit no more. You gotta send your kid to school and have them hide the
Mm-hmm.
mace, put a baby bottle pop on the outside of it or something because it's just like this is crazy. Like, but this is the town we live in, and if you want to ignore the signs and live out here, like, oh, it can't never be me. That's usually when it's gonna happen. Oh, it'll never be me. It can't be me. Why
Thank
not?
you.
Like, bro, you're not exempt.
Thank you.
There's only the rule. There are no exemptions.
That's that's how motherfuckers almost got me, bro. Motherfucker just randomly just thinking like, all right, out of all these years, ain't nobody never did nothing to me before. I've been going to all these places fine, you know what I'm saying? In the worst of neighborhoods, ain't nobody. And who'd have thought that the most quietest you know what I'm saying, chill, laid back neighborhood motherfuckers try me and try to get me for my shit. And it's like, damn,
But
bruh. Like,
that's when, if you was in the hood somewhere, it's more of a probability of being spotted, being captured, people paying attention, because that's what's supposed to
mm-hmm.
happen out there. You out in the fucking suburbs somewhere, you chilling in a low key spot,
Chilling.
everybody go to work. This a work, we working people
Mm-hmm.
out here, all our kids know each other, door decorating contests. That's when they come out and decide like, oh, this the perfect spot to hit because
Right.
it ain't nobody. That's why they sent that goddamn hurricane to the lithium place. What is 1,000 people in your city and shit? Everybody know the cat at the goddamn gas station by name, and everybody got a picture and all that shit. And
Hmm.
it's a small town, so it's tight knit. Everybody know you more likely to stick together, and people are less likely. Nobody's coming there. It's not a tourist attraction. It's not a place we're gonna be driving through for any fucking reason. The interstate go right over your place.
Right.
The only way we would stop here is if we were on a family road trip and getting gas. And how often is that happening? So like,
Real talk.
yeah, we can come in here and do whatever we want to do. And nobody's gonna hear your cries because man, I don't know where that shit at. You can't look at the map and readily see it. Don't nobody care about that shit.
Yeah, real talk.
You want to
Nah,
rob banks? You
nah,
walk in
for
the bank
real though.
like that and rob the bank. You don't rob the Bank of Baltimore. You got to go all the way out to Maryland, damn near in the sticks of Pennsylvania or West Virginia. You got to go out there if you wanted to do some crime or
Word.
some shit.
That's why I wasn't even. That's why I wasn't even like I was mad, but I wasn't even low key mad like that the shit happened to me because it was like it was like I should have been more aware. I should have been more paying more attention. That's what I was mad at. But the fact was when I wanted to give him the fight, you know what I'm saying? He ain't want to fight, so he got out of there. He was like, "Oh, this not an easy lick. Let me back the fuck up out of here." So that's the part I was mad about. Like, nah, bro, I want my fame, bro. you just swung on me like 3 times, bro. I finally get you inside, bro, and now I'm ready to scrap, and you want back out the door, no.
No, but that's how I be going. That's why
Yeah.
I tell Theo, I got a thing called Operation Stand Up Fast. When a motherfucker talking crazy to you, when you somewhere, just all you gotta do to dead that whole shit, stand up as fast as you can. Motherfuckers' whole
Mhm.
tone, body language change, everything change. Because now it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm presenting you with the problem that you want. Even though we know that you should walk away from damn near everything nowadays. But bro,
Word.
if you want to go, you gonna swing on me 3 times, and now you don't want to fight? Are you serious,
Yeah.
nigga? You owe me this.
Yeah. Like I was. That's the part I was tight about. I ain't even gonna. I was mad about that. That's all I kept talking about the whole night. It was like, no, I just want my hits back, bro. I just want my. No, we just gotta fight, bro. Like, fuck everything else. I ain't worried about that. Yo, they almost robbed you though. Man, I ain't worried about that shit. They ain't getting that. I ain't tripping out that. Nah, just nigga swung on me though, bro. I want my hits back. That's all I was. That's all I kept saying. When I get focused on one thing, bro, it's hard to take my attention off that shit sometimes. I was mad though.
Yeah,
But
when I
but
seen
but
that
it's
TikTok
but
shit,
it's
it was crazy.
justified. It's justified. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They doing what they doing. They say what they thought was gonna be an easy lick, but yeah, I mean it kind of backfired. Yeah, that they
And
doing
they
what they
was
supposed to
prepared
do.
for it to backfire. They thought it was like, oh, we're
Exactly.
gonna get in here, get our stuff, and we're gonna leave. And because it's
Exactly.
a little better part of time, we might actually get more than $20 from the nigga. So,
Mhm.
cause they were smart nigga, and it's just like that's another thing with this society. Your people, everything you do now is an instant felony. There are no
Right.
cheap cell phones no more. The cheapest cell phone is $100. That's still a felony. So like,
Mhm.
and that's if you steal somebody's flip phone. But now you got armed robbery, so that's a felony. $1,000 iPhone, bro. You might do 5 years over a cell phone. You steal somebody's credit card, now you going to jail for 10 years for car fraud. I can cut my card off via my cell phone, so you're not gonna get no money. So you just did that for nothing. It ain't even like,
Hey,
and they want you to
and we
open
know cell phones like 1,000 to 1,200 now, depending on what time of year you get it and shit like that.
iPhone.
Shit, so yeah. My, my son, I can see my son. Watching my son. They having some type of field day out here at the school. Got all the kids out here with the barbecue going and all that shit. My son, I can see my son. He over here dancing and shit. The little ass funny. He like dancing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off here. My damn headphones
Yeah.
about to die.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to shut this down too. I'm ready to go see what these kids do. I'm ready to go see if I get one of these hot dogs or hamburgers or something they got. That right, slide right over there. Like, shit, fuck that. But
Hey,
yeah,
thank
yeah,
y'all for the show, man. This is a good show. When I get those links up, I'm gonna send them to you so you can see how it looks, see how you like it.
yeah. All right, and let me know if you need something, if you need anything you need me to contribute to that joint, so
Yeah,
I can
well
put
for that
together.
I don't need nothing to get your channel on my website. But if you want to buy
Okay.
your own courses and stuff, you can write your own
Yeah.
courses and stuff. But if you, because
Okay.
I'm doing them by video. I'm gonna have written material and stuff too. But
Yeah.
I'm starting out. I'm doing a pilot type of thing just to see how it works, so I can see how to, because I've never done this before. So I'm gonna
Okay.
see how it works. I'm gonna figure it out from there, get all the things ironed out, and then we're gonna go from there.
All right. Cool. 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 All right. Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Another thing. Is there a way we can get the like the live on your website? Could we get that to 3 hours?
I don't know. I can look into it because I think that this jump just cut off on me. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I already said you just cut off. It's. I already say just look into
Oh,
it. Look into it
oh,
and let me know.
okay, yeah. I think the max was 2 or 3 hours. I'm not sure, but I think the max is 3. But I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But I'll look into it and let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Holler at
All right.
you.
All right, peoples. That's that's about it for this one, yeah, man. But yeah, we gonna get with y'all on the next one. I got another one coming. Probably do something for Sunday. I'm gonna talk to B, see if we can do something for Sunday. But yeah, it's been real. Let me get with y'all. What's this?
What do you mean the bank is out of money? Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers?
Hey, what's wait a minute, just a second here. No, I don't have your money here. It's in Bill's house and Fred's house.
Hey, what the hell you doing with my money in your house, Fred? Ugh.